welcome out here, folks, to Buda, Texas, where you're joining me and Jace Andrews here on Vype Live for this first game of the Bi-District round series between the Buda Johnson Jaguars and your Liberty Hill Panthers. We're just about 9 minutes away from the first pitch. And Jace, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for playoff baseball. The first time Panthers have been in the playoffs in the past 2 years. It's going to be an exciting one, and especially since, I mean, if you look at the records, they were first place technically this year.
They were, sure indeed. They were tied for the first place atop this District 25-5A. Four-way tie atop, you know, whenever all the seeding and direct comparisons worked out, they got the third place playoff seed, and they're ready to get this one going. Jace, you know, if you're a longtime Liberty Hill baseball fan, you'll know Jace Andrews. He's been here. He graduated here 2 years ago now, currently at Oklahoma State University. He's back for the summer, and he's a play-by-play prodigy, color analyst extraordinaire, and he's going to join me tonight for this district ball game. Jace, it looks like the Liberty Hill Panthers are going with Cole Jefferson on the mound. What do you know about Cole?
Well, I got to see him for 2 years while I was here, and he looked pretty good as a freshman, sophomore, so I'm excited to see how he's kind of grown in these past 2 years. I think he was supposed to be on varsity that COVID year, so he was obviously talented as a sophomore, so now we're going to see how he's gotten to be developed into now a pretty talented senior guy on this team, and from what I've heard, a pretty good leader as well.
Yeah, Cole's a great guy. You know, he's one of my senior classmates. I'm a senior at Liberty Hill, and sorry, folks, that wind's rolling here, but Cole's a great guy, a better baseball player, and a better person, and one of the smartest guys in not just on the field, in our whole high school, in our community. So he's going to Johns Hopkins in the fall, and isn't that just amazing? You know, going to Johns Hopkins, he's going to want to be a surgeon, and he's going to get the nod here in Game 1, in a critical one here in these three-game series.
Yeah, and I think it's a big nod to him that you're gonna get the starting game here for Game 1. And I mean, I'm not gonna say this is like, oh, you got to win this game if you want to win the series, but if they do win this game, I mean, you got to think you're in a really, really good position going home for Game 2 and possibly a Game 3. And he's pitched well. I mean, all year he's been in those big games and has performed well. I see this going well, but obviously we're going to have to watch it play out for ourselves here in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, and Buda Johnson, you know, they're here. You know, they know about this other district. You know, Liberty Hill, Georgetown, Cedar Park, and Rouse, all state-ranked teams and all clawing back and forth in District 25-5A. But so they know that they got a challenge tonight, and they're here home game Friday night. And these stands are full, Jace.
Yeah, it's a very, very packed crowd on both sides. You got some Buda guys coming in the Liberty Hill section, actually trying to kind of ruffle their feathers. But the big thing that I think is going to be Liberty Hill's side on Liberty Hill's side for these coming, hopefully, a couple rounds of playoffs, is that they've had to play in this tough district, and so every single game has been kind of this hard-nosed game of fighting it out, playing tough teams, tough opponents, in pretty big scenarios. I mean, I can't remember a game that they really kind of I can't remember a game where they kind of went out there and just kind of wiped the board. I mean, besides Eastview, that most of these games were really tough games. I mean, obviously they were undefeated against the teams that did not make the playoffs, but you talk about those other three teams, you're playing 6 games against those guys who are all state-ranked, who are all in the playoffs, and all have a pretty good shot to probably go to the next round as Liberty Hill does.
Yeah, and I was filling you in on the car ride here, you know, about an hour and 15 minutes down here to Buda Johnson, and I want to talk about, you know, the playoffs, District 25-5A. Liberty Hill and Buda Johnson are playing tonight. Game 1, of course, 7 o'clock right here. You're watching it. Then tomorrow, Game 2 and 3, if needed. Saturday, starting at 2 at Liberty Hill. Join us right here for those. But also, Georgetown and Alamo Heights playing. They were the only team to have a game yesterday. But before we get to that, we're going to go to the PA for the starting lineups and the national anthem.
High School for tonight's bi-district matchup between the Liberty Hill Panthers and your Johnson Jaguars. Tonight is Game 1 of the best-of-3 state bi-district playoff series. Occupying the first base dugout and representing District 25-5A as the number 3 seed with a record of 22-6, the Liberty Hill Panthers. On the third base dugout and representing District 26-5A as the number 2 seed with the record of 19-9-1, your Johnson Jaguars. Tonight's game is being conducted according to the rules and regulations of the University Interscholastic League. Regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, all the players have proven their willingness to work and sacrifice in order to achieve athletic excellence. We ask that as a spectator, you consider the time and effort each of these teams, coaches, and athletes have put forth. Cheer these young athletes, applaud them, but do not, through any of your actions, cause them to doubt the value of athletics. Rather, by your conduct, allow these young people to feel pride in their communities and school. While your sportsmanlike actions may play only a small part in the outcome of this game, it will play a greater role in continuing to encourage competitive athletics. The officials for this game have been mutually agreed upon by the school's officials for both schools. Their roles not unlike those of players, coaches, teachers, and school administrators. Without them, this game would not be possible. Their knowledge and application of the rules are a result of annual testing, years of studying, and continual participation in clinics that further refine their understanding of the game. We ask you, as students, parents, and citizens, to demonstrate the kind of respect for these officials you would extend to any dedicated person in a position of responsibility.
Hey, look, your friend on the field.
Looks like there's going to be a little moment here while we start to get ready for the national anthem and those starting lineups, but we would like to introduce the umpires of tonight's game. We're out of the Waco district tonight. The home plate umpires crew chief Caleb Overstreet. At first base will be Brett Voss. Second base will be Justin Goolsby. And at third base will be Jimmy King. So that Waco district, usually because both teams are not going to use umpires they've had in the regular season, so it looks like the closest district tonight, Jace, is going to be from that Waco area.
Well, I'm sure it's trying to put these guys in a better scenario, and not that Waco's the middle of Liberty Hill and Buda, but it does create not too long of a travel for each way. I mean, I'm sure they're going to be excited to have the two games tomorrow in Liberty Hill rather than having to come probably a little extra 30-40 minutes down to Buda.
For sure. So we're going to get back to those playoff pictures. Georgetown and Alamo Heights, also in this bi-district thing, played last night. Georgetown won 3-0, so they're up in that series 1-0. So if they win one game tonight, they've won that series. They'll move on to the next round where the winner of that series will play San Antonio, John F. Kennedy, or Floresville. Cedar Park and Dripping Springs start tonight. They're playing a first game tonight, 7 o'clock at Cedar Park High School. Game 2 will start at 1 o'clock at Dripping Springs, and Games 3 would follow that if it's necessary. And before we get to the Rouse game, we will go to the PA for your starting lineups and the national anthem.
Football teams. First, the Panthers of Liberty Hill. Leading off, the designated hitter number 12, Logan Dyer. Batting second and catching, number 28, Carson Riley. Batting third, playing first base, number 24, Cash Durkin. In the four-hole, playing third base, number 10, Cade Neuenschwander. Batting fifth, playing right field, number 8, Colby DeMars. Batting sixth and playing second base, number 11, Trent Miller. Batting seventh, playing center field, number 7, Jack Stavenall. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, number 2, Garrett Neely. Batting ninth for the Panthers, the left fielder, number 3, Chase Maxwell. On the mound for the Panthers, number 17, Cole Jefferson. And the rest of the Panthers. Jaguar fans, on your feet, let's meet the starting lineup for your Jaguars. Leading off, playing right field, number 14, Logan Robinson. Batting second, behind the plate, number 1, Connor Crabtree. Batting third, playing left field, number 15, Ethan McAllister. In the four-hole, the designated hitter, number 17, Caleb Letsom. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 24, Cody Templeton. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, Welcome back, number 8, Ethan McLean. Batting 7th, playing center field, number 13, Dom Alvarado. Batting 8th and playing second base, number 34, Ryan Garza. Batting 9th, playing third base, number 5, Michael Lozano. And on the mound for the Jaguars, number 4, Clark Scallon. Let's meet the reserves. Number 2, Chris Rodriguez. Number 3, Weston Bailey. Number 6, Keegan Tucker. Number 7, Ricky Montejo. Number 9, Grayson Allred. Number 10, Caden Joyce. Number 12, James Tello. Number 16, Thomas Schnabel. Number 18, Sawyer Heidler. Number 20, Cole Garcia. Number 21, Ty Wagner. Number 22, Jaden Lopez. Number 23, Antonio Limon. Number 25, Trace Jansen. Number 27, Jaden Montez. Number 28, Gus Kane. And number 30, John Duran. At this time, we ask that you please rise. Remove your ball caps for the playing of our national anthem.
And welcome back here to Jaguar Field.
Tonight's Bi-District Playoff Series.
Hold on one second.
Out of the Waco chapter of Tasso officials. Tonight's crew at first base, Brett Voss. Umpire at second base, Justin Goolsby. At third base, Jimmy King. And calling balls and strikes tonight behind the dish is Caleb Overstreet.
Okay, well now welcome back here to Johnson Baseball Field, where we're just about ready to start Game 1 of this Bi-District Series between the Buda Johnson Jaguars and your Liberty Hill Panthers. And Jace, I mean, this game's 7:04, so was the first pitch a few minutes ago, and fans are just still piling in here.
Yeah, I expect this game to be a pretty packed stadium, and it already is, and it's just going to get more and more packed. This is going to be a barn burner out here. You got fans coming in still. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be enough seats to hold all these people.
Yeah, we only got a few rows left out here, and it's going to be interesting what happens once those rows are filled. So we are here on the mound tonight for the Jaguars is going to be Clark Scallon. Don't know anything about him, but he's going to be a right-hander. He looks to throw. He's just kind of warming up right now. We don't know if he throws hard or not, but it's going to be the same lineup for Liberty Hill. You got Dyer, Riley, Durkin, and that's been the success for Liberty Hill all year.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So you got the whole trade up here. You're going to keep what's working and keep it rolling, and hopefully it works out tonight. Just from these warm-up pitches, it seems like the Panthers have faced probably some faster guys, but his movement is looking really nice out there. Got a good curveball, it seems, and I can't say this for sure, but I think he's got a nice cutter. Can't tell, but it looked like a pretty nice pitch there.
Yeah, so we're just about ready for first pitch. 94 degrees Fahrenheit, 15-mile winds out of the south. The winds are blowing out tonight. So if one of these Panther or Jaguar hitters get a hold of one, it's going to go.
Top of the first inning, leading off for the Panthers, designated hitter number 12, Logan Dyer.
So, leadoff hitter here will be Logan Dyer.
Got the nice yellow uniforms for Liberty Hill Panthers. Staple Road jerseys.
Hey, Pop, these guys are causing problems. Come on, they're talking about our boys down there. Y'all gotta do something.
And it looks like
Already.
They're calling our boys' names.
Dyer's going to,
Down there right
first
now.
pitch here
You can't
is a
talk
fastball
about our boys.
outside for ball number 1.
They're calling our boys' names.
We're just
I
in
don't
the,
know. I just heard my son tell them they gotta quit calling them names.
so
They're not
1-0 here.
talking to the boys. Okay, so we can do it when the other team comes up to bat.
Scallon winds up here. Fastball in there for strike 1, and sorry about this, folks. We're kind of in between a exchange here.
No, they're not cheering.
So 1-1.
Will you walk down here and listen to them?
Scallon winds up the 1-1 pitch here. That's a curveball. It's grounded foul by Dyer, bringing the count to 1-2. And, you know, Jace, when these stands are full, the tempers start to flare here.
Yeah, it's already starting it off, so we'll see how it goes here. But 1 ball, 2 strike count here.
Here's the pitch from Scallon. That fastball rung him up, looking, and now be out number 1.
You suck.
Brings up the catcher number 28, Carson Riley.
Yeah, I think that one, that just froze him. It was a nice corner inside fastball, so.
Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Y'all are coming to Liberty Hill hard.
So fastball got Dyer on strikes, and we're going to, high school principal here is out here to resolve this problem, so sorry about that, folks. But we got 1 out here. Scallon will now face Carson Riley, the junior catcher. So 1 out. We'll just turn our crowd mic down a little bit while this is all going on.
We'll turn that down.
But 1 out here early for Scallon on the mound, and now he's facing Carson Riley. That ball's in the dirt for ball number 1.
Riley, a staple in the 2-hole because he gets on base, I'd say probably more than half the time, and that's always good to have in a 2-slot.
It sure is. So 1-0. That one is inside for ball number 2.
And that's exactly why. 2 good eyes right there.
So he's a catcher himself. He knows the strike zone. 2-0 now. Scallon back on the mound. Definitely not the hardest thrower the Panthers will face, but he looks to be effective out there, maybe throwing strikes. And that 2-0, it brings the count now to 3-0. So 3-0. So 3-0 count for Carson Riley, looking to get a base runner here in the top of the first for Liberty Hill. That one finds the zone, and there's Scallon. He's finding the zone.
I think you got the take sign there from Coach Hutch there. He knows his batter, so.
So 3-1 here as Scallon takes a sign from his catcher, Crabtree. That one's inside and brings the count to 4-1, and Riley will jog down, and they'll have a base runner here in the top of the first.
Looks like we're going to get the courtesy runner over there, too.
And that courtesy runner all year has been, that looks like Colton Rutherford. It switches between Rutherford and Parsons, and it looks like Rutherford's getting the nod right here.
Well, I will say this. Riley always seems to make us sound a lot better when we say his batting, his base percentage, on-base percentage is pretty high, and then immediately gets a walk. So he's one of those players that broadcasters love because they make us sound really smart.
Well, here's one that the fans love, and this is Cash Durkin. Durkin, 10 home runs, leads a lot of places on that. First pitch to Durkin. It's hit high and deep into left center field. Center fielder going back on it, and the center fielder's there to make the catch about 5 feet in front of the wall. And, you know, I've seen a lot of those like that look like that go out, so I got a little excited there, but that's just going to be a normal fly out for Durkin.
Well, I think, unfortunately for him, he hit it when the wind lulled. If that wind maybe was picking up at that point, he could have gotten a lot more carry.
So here's 2 outs now here in the top of the first in this bi-district game, and fans still coming in here, Jace. It's
getting packed.
It's gonna get full here.
I think it already is.
So Rutherford on first base, now Noonschwander at the plate. First pitch to Noonschwander is called a balk.
Yeah.
Scallon never comes set.
Nope, he as he was coming forward, he checked the runner and never put that foot down.
So now that puts a runner in scoring position here, and this is Caden Noonschwander. Noonschwander was the offensive MVP at the baseball banquet, and I mean, I think he's hitting over 400 this year, and on base percentage probably over 5, and he's looking to drive in a run, get Panthers on the board here early. Scallon's working from the stretch now with the runner on. He checks Rutherford. First pitch to Noonschwander. He's in the dirt for ball number 1, 1-0 for Noonschwander.
Going back to that last bet, I think the only thing you don't like from Durkin is swinging that first pitch. Now, he saw one he liked, so you can't blame the kid to go kind of smack that one, but the way he's kind of managing the strike zone out there, maybe nice to watch a couple more.
So 1-0 here. Scallon set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Noonschwander foul tips that one in there for strike 1. So the 1-1 count, with 2 outs here in the top of the first in this bi-district playoff series between the number 3 seed Liberty Hill Panthers and the number 2 seed Buda Johnson Jaguars. Here's the 1-1. That curveball's just off the plate. Caleb Overstreet, the crew chief behind the plate. He's looking like he's gonna keep it tight tonight.
Yeah, I think that one just a little bit off the outside zone for right-handed hitters, but that was a ball. I think so far, I don't think he's missed one.
So 2-1. Scallon takes a sign from Crabtree. Noonschwander at the plate for Liberty Hill. Scallon set. Here's the pitch.
Yeah.
That little two-seam action finds the zone and brings the count to 2-2.
Yeah, I think Noonschwander, he saw he had the 2-1 count and it wasn't what he wanted, so he left it, which was a smart play by him.
Yeah, so now 2 strikes. Noonschwander will look to defend here. He has a runner in scoring position. It would be nice if Liberty Hill could jump out here to an early lead, but there we got a time call, and
See, they're making umpires making them be quiet over there.
and the home plate umpire is not liking something here.
Yeah, so the guys over there had their foots over the bar, and you can't have that happen on because you get a foul ball smacked over there, you're hitting a leg.
Well, there we go. What another set of eyes will do for you here. So 2-2, Scallon. He's taking his side. Now he's set. Crowd's getting loud here. 2-2 pitch here. That fastball's low and away. So now a full count for Noonschwander.
Yeah, I was thinking that was going to be a ball, but I would expect a challenge pitch here. Probably a two-seamer again. I think that's what he got Dyer on that two-seam on the inside corner for Dyer. Of course, this one will be the outside. We'll see where he goes here.
So full count here for Noonschwander. He's in the back. He's in the batter's box. Rutherford on second base running for Carson Riley. Scallon, the 3-2 pitch. It's hit foul.
Oh, wow.
Edged right at the top of the netting, and
you don't see that often.
that is pretty extreme there. Can't say I've ever seen that myself.
That's going to be one of those where guys are going to look up in the next couple of days and be like, man, how did that ball get there?
Yeah, well, watch out if that falls onto the field. It could cause a time call here later on, but
That looks pretty wedged in there if you ask me, but another 3-2 count. A very important bat here. Liberty Hill could get on the board early if he can sneak one through a hole here.
so Scallon on the mound for the Jaguars. He has 2 outs here, trying to keep the Panthers at 0. Here's the 3-2 pitch into Noonschwander. Noonschwander hits that way out of left field, but it is way foul.
Yeah,
out into the trees here.
Hey, you ain't finding that ball.
No, if you can see on your camera on the left, from about center field over to left field, it's just trees out there, and that ball, I have to say, is gone.
I will say, if they're really keeping that runner on over at second with the shortstop, you can got that left side hole. If he can just pull one through there, I don't think he got a runner.
Yeah, the shortstop McLean really holding on Rutherford at second base. Now here's the 3-2 pitch again, as that one's off the plate,
yeah.
and Noonschwander watches it.
It was a good hold by him.
So 2 base runners on here for the Panthers on 2 walks from Clark Scallon. So 2 walks here from Clark Scallon, and whenever you don't have overpowering stuff, you can't afford to be walking these base hitters, and they're giving the Panthers chances right now.
Yeah, especially, I mean, you got runners on first and second. They're not going to hold on the guy at second as much, but got the 4-hole hitter up.
So here's now DeMars, first pitch to him. His fastball inside. He didn't go. They checked down to the first base umpire, Brett Voss, and that was a pretty clear call, Jace.
Yeah, 2 check swings, and Noonschwander on that 3-2 count clearly checked. That one kind of a excuse me swing, and luckily didn't get through get past the plate.
So 1-0 now for DeMars. He has a runner on first and second. That's Noonschwander and Rutherford. Panthers looking to score here first in this Bi-District series. That one's hit into center field. The center fielder looks to be under it. That is Alvarado. He is under it, able to make the catch for out number 3. And that will end the top of the first here. And we will take a quick break. You are listening to Liberty Hill Panther Baseball on Vype Live.
Vype Live, the leader in high school sports broadcasts. Wait, hold on just a moment. It's true that Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, excels at high school sports broadcasts. But did you know that Vype Live does more than sports? Vype Live does band recitals, academic events. For more information on how Vype Live can broadcast your event, email us at vype.com.
For the end zone, touchdown, Ryder Hernandez on 4th and 2 from the 17.
Sure, Vype Sports brings you the best in area high school football, but Vype brings you exciting high school volleyball action.
Dive in the middle for the back row. Here comes James and gets the kill.
Vype brings you walk-off home runs on the diamond.
Line drive, deep to left. It is going, and it is gone!
From lacrosse to the pitch to the court and more, the leader in high school sports coverage is Vype Sports. VYP.
And welcome back here to Buda, Texas at Jaguar Field in this Bi-District matchup between the Panthers and the Jaguars. You know, top of the first, Liberty Hill had 2 base runners on, not able to push anything across, and now the Jaguars will come to the plate. It's the same lineup as usual for the Panthers down the field, and on the mound, as we mentioned in the pregame show, will be Cole Jefferson.
Jaguars, the right fielder, number 14, Logan Robinson.
So it looks like, oh, go ahead.
The one thing Liberty Hill did do well in that first inning, they got the pitch count up. I mean, they worked the count. I don't think there was besides the Durkin one where he had the first pitch, it was a really, really good batting side for Liberty Hill. Now, see if Cole Jefferson here can get a shutout inning.
Here's the first pitch to Logan Robinson. The leadoff hitter for the Jaguars is a fastball off the plate for ball number 1.
Lefty leadoff hitter for the Jaguars as well.
So 1-0, Jefferson working from the windup as he normally does. That one's in there on the outside half for strike number 1.
Well, and one thing that Coach Hutch especially preaches is fast-working pitchers, and Jefferson certainly is that.
And here's the 1-1. That one swung through from Robinson. That one looked like a changeup. You know, Robinson way ahead of it, so now it's 1-2. And Jefferson's looking to strike out the first batter like his opponent Clark Scallon did. He's taking a sign from Carson Rye, the 1-2 pitch here. Fastball hit out into foul over there by a little grass field over the Jaguar dugout. And they'll keep the count at 1-2.
Defensive swing there from Robinson. Kind of just wanted to foul that one off and stay alive.
So Jefferson now, still a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. That one's a little bit inside. Robinson not chasing. And now keep the count, move the count to 2-2, excuse me.
I think he lost the grip there on the slider.
Yeah, Jefferson throws a nice breaking ball. And I wonder if we see it again here. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Fastball. Oh! Not sure.
Close.
Yeah, not sure where that one was. You know, looked like it may have caught the inside half, but home plate umpire Caleb Overstreet not agreeing with us. And now bring the count now to 3-2 as Jefferson winds up. Here's the full count. Pitch, and that one hits the inside of Robinson. And now a leadoff walk for the Jaguars.
Picks up the catcher, number 1, Connor Crabtree.
Well, I will say this. That hit by a pitch hits a lot more when it's also ball 4.
So now a leadoff base runner on here for the Jaguars. And now up to plate Connor Crabtree, the catcher for the Jaguars. Panthers looking for a ground ball here. That one's hit over into center field. It'll be over Neely's head. And now it'll be Jack Stavanoa fielding it, and he'll keep the runners at first and second. But now 2 base runners here early for the Jaguars.
Yeah, that one just kind of blooped over the second base bag. Just a unfortunate draw there, but Jefferson kind of got to work out of a jam here early.
That's going to be head coach Mark Durham on your screen talking to his batter. Ethan McAllister. McAllister, the 3-hole hitter tonight, also playing left field for the Jaguars. It's Logan Robinson on second base, Connor Crabtree on first for the Jaguars here. And Jefferson's going to have to work out of a battle here in the bottom of the first inning, excuse me. I just realized. That first pitch in there for ball number 1.
Something cool. There's actually a lady over in the football stands watching the game. An interesting viewpoint from over there.
It is quite the viewpoint. I joked with you earlier, we should have set up over there.
Yeah, that'd have been a nice view.
So 1-0, runners on first and second for the Jaguars here. Ethan McAllister at the plate. A 1-0 pitch here to McAllister. McAllister shows bunt. He's able to get that down. Jefferson going to go to first base, and that's the guaranteed out. But it'll be a sack bunt for McAllister.
Yeah, I think it's a smart call there. He watched that first pitch and kind of decided it was smart to go for it. Takes away the double play now, so 1 out in the inning, and now it's a good time for a strikeout.
Yeah, so 1 out now after the sack bunt from McAllister, but 2 runners in scoring position here for the designated hitter, Caleb Ledmore. Here's the first pitch to Ledmore. Or Ledsome, excuse me. Is off the plate for ball number 1.
Yeah, that one just outside. A good stance here from Ledmore.
That curveball hits the outside corner, brings the count to 1-1.
That's one of those pitches where it caught the zone as it was going through it. Caught it outside of it, but across the plate, that was definitely a strike.
So 1-1 here, 1 out in the inning. Liberty Hill looking to escape the jam here in the bottom of the first. Jefferson, here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball hit foul here onto the softball field.
Well, he's got what he wants. 2 strikes here. If he can get a strikeout, that'll be a big K for Jefferson.
Would be a good way to escape the inning here. Only 1 out in the inning, but it would set up nicely for the next hitter. That curveball's inside. Brings the count to 2-2. Surprised Ledsome there didn't try to lean into that one, maybe get a free base.
Yeah, well, that's a sign of a hitter who wants to hit, so 2-2 count. We'll see what Jefferson comes with. I would go with the away slider if he has it.
So 2-2. Here it comes from Jefferson. That's a slider, and that gets Ledsome, and that's exactly what Jace Andrews wanted, and Jefferson delivers.
Sometimes I like to think I have a good baseball mind, and then these guys prove me right. It's always them who. That was a nice slider, though. That was a really nice slider. I mean, you could tell it. He wanted to pull back, but it was too late at that point.
It was obvious Ledsome there was sitting fastball, and that slider just threw him off. As the home plate umpire is going to force Ledsome into the dugout.
Yeah,
he was kind of lingering there, talking to his on-deck hitter.
Well, what's funny is he talked to Templeton here as he was going out, trying to give him a little status report.
So now 2 outs. Liberty Hill's looking to escape the jam here if they can get out Templeton. That curveball right on the outside corner. If Jefferson can keep putting it there, there's going to be a lot of success here for Liberty Hill tonight.
I want to see a fastball here just because I haven't seen much of it. You can go high here, but I don't think I've seen much of the fastball from Jefferson.
That fastball's grounded over there. Noonschwander over his head, a high chopper, and that's going to bring 2 runs in for the Jaguars on an RBI single from Cody Templeton.
Well, that one's just kind of unfortunate as it bounces over the head of Noonschwander and just kind of nubbed it. As that's one of those where it was a good pitch. He got what he wanted to hit it straight to the ground, but he just hit it hard enough to where it bounced right over the head of Noonschwander. So nothing Liberty Hill can't come back from, but an early hole for the Panthers.
Yeah, quite the tough break there as now the Jaguars have jumped here to a 2-0 lead. And the Jaguar student section here is going to let the Panther fans hear it. As that first pitch there is grounded to Neely. Neely will go across the diamond to Durkin. And Durkin's unable to make the catch. And now they're going to send the runner to home. Durkin's going to have a play at the plate here. Riley's going to tag the runner at home. And the runner at home is safe.
There's a hold on. I think that ball went out of play. Oh, what a break for the Panthers.
The ball did go out of play. You know, that's where these 4 umpire crews really help you. And the ball went out of play, so the runner, that was Templeton, is going to be pushed back to third base.
What a break for the Panthers there as they get that runner to go back. And Jefferson has a chance to just escape here with just the 2 runs if he can get this guy out.
And now, yeah, that looks like it's going to be the call. And what a break there for Liberty Hill. And I've seen that a few times this year from Neely where he's gone across the diamond instead of going to second base. And it's been costly a few times this year. And you got to wonder, when is he going to just decide to go to Eller at second base?
The defensive MVP, he's got a good mind. It's just one of those of when you have the easy play, you got to take it.
So now at the plate, that's a foul ball. That's off of Dom Alvarado as McLean reaches on the air.
Yeah, you got the shortstop up here, and we haven't seen much of him on the field, but he did look fast, so something to keep in mind here if he hits a ground ball.
Yeah, so this is going to be Alvarado. He's the center fielder, so you know he has some speed. And Panthers just need an out. They're really trying to minimize the damage here, not fall behind too early, as Alvarado has a 0-1 count. And here's the 0-1 pitch from Jefferson. That's the curveball. That one's just a little too far off the plate, but good idea there from Jefferson.
Well, and what's funny is this curveball has a little bit of a slide to the left. Not much, but just a tad.
So now 1-1. 2 runners on here for the Jaguars. That's a high fastball. Gets Alvarado swinging.
I think that was the pitch he was trying to throw to Templeton and just kind of let it go under.
So 1-2 runners on second and third for the Jaguars. Liberty Hill looking to keep them at 2 here early. Jefferson set. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Alvarado. Curveball popped up in the air. Garrett Neely's shortstop is under it. He's calling for it, and he's able to make the catch for out number 3. And that feels like a big one here after the break over there at first base.
And it's one of those of down 2-0 early, kind of tough. But when you think about it, and it could have been 3-0, possibly more if that ball goes away and counts that thing, it's going to be pretty good for the Panthers to come out here with just down 2-0.
Well, Jace, we'll keep it here between this inning because we've seen an inning of play from both teams, and I want to see what your what are your thoughts so far of this game? What does Liberty Hill need to what do they need to calm down? Do they need to change something? What's going on?
Well, I don't think there's nothing necessarily wrong. I think Jefferson may have gotten a little ahead of his head a little bit. I mean, if you look at the first 3 batters, hit by a pitch on a 3-2 count. He got the single right after that, and then the sack bunt. But right after that, he had the K. He got exactly what he wanted. He had 2 outs with a chance to get out of the inning unscathed. But then right after that, it's the single that gets through on the hard bouncer over Neuschwander's head, and it just kind of goes downhill from there to get the 2 runs, obviously, on that. I don't think there's anything that he could have done better or could have done anything wrong. Just kind of unfortunate. I mean, he only allowed 2 hits in the inning, but unfortunately those 2 hits allowed 2 runs to come in.
Yeah, and this is a big field here at Johnson High School. So I think if you put the ball in play, you're going to have success tonight. A dirt field, you know, that always creates some hiccups. And the Liberty Hill's just fine. They need to relax.
Yes.
They play their game. You know, they're over here on a Friday night. Big Buda fan, big Buda crowd. And if they just calm down, play their game, I think they'll be just fine going into the rest of this ball game.
Well, and what you just said, you put the ball in play, it's going to be good things. Liberty Hill's pretty good at doing that most of the time.
So here's now the first pitch of the inning here to Trent Eller as we're in the top of the second. That fastball from Clark Scallon finds zone for strike number 1.
Now, I don't know if this is part of the scouting report, but I have seen Liberty Hill take a lot of pitches, which I like. I think it's good to see what you're working with here in the early innings.
Scallon winds up. Here's the 0-1. And that little bit of a slider, a little bit high. Eller, good eye. He's the second baseman. He's the senior. He's going to UT Dallas, along with shortstop Garrett Neely. Both going to UT Dallas together, both majoring in engineering.
Infield combo. Good one.
Maybe they'll stay at UT Dallas. Here's the 1-1, though, to Eller. As that fastball's hit, that's going to be fouled down the right field line. And, you know, if it was fair, that would have landed. It would have been a double. It's just got to keep putting them in play.
Yeah, it's one of those. You just got to put the bat on the ball. Good things will happen. So tough now, though. He's got a 1-ball, 2-strike count, and we've seen this guy put some guys away. So
yeah. So now Eller. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Scallon. Curveball. That one's hit in the air, and that's gonna. The second baseman's going back, but it looks like the right fielder Robinson is under it, and he's able to make the catch for out number 1.
Brings up the center fielder, number 7, Jack Stavenall.
So here's the so through 6 hitters here, Jace. There's 3 flyouts for Liberty Hill, 2 walks and a strikeout. If Liberty Hill can eliminate those flyouts, put the ball on the ground, they're going to have more success just almost instantly.
Well, and that's the thing is this pitcher seems to be pitching to his field of trying to get them to go under the ball instead of on top of it.
And now I'll bring up Jack Stavinoa with 1 out here in the top of the second. First pitch fastball swung on and fouled by Stavinoa.
Well, obviously it's high school varsity baseball, but you put the ball on the ground, anything can happen. I mean, we saw it last inning with the error.
Here's the 0-1 pitch from Scallon. Is hit. That one's going to blow foul over there by the Johnson dugouts. And now Stavinoa down 0-2.
I can't put my finger on it, but this pitcher, he's really getting these guys to kind of just get under the ball. I mean, I don't know if he's got some drop to it or what's going on, but, I mean, Scallon here, he's doing really well.
Yeah, Scallon definitely not really a typical, hard throwing righty. He doesn't throw the hardest, but he just has the stuff to get it done. And here's the 0-2. And that looks kind of like a changeup, or maybe even like a little slider action out there off the outside corner for ball number 1 here to Stavinoa.
I think that was a ball, and it's one of those that he called against Jefferson last inning, so kind of give and take.
So 1-2, Scallon take his sign from Crabtree. Here's the winds up, and here's the pitch. That fastball's low, below the knees there for Stavinoa, and brings the count to 2-2.
Got that second baseman playing a little bit to the pull side. If he can just kind of bounce this one up the middle, probably going to get on.
That pitch brings the count to 3-2. Thanks to our QA, Shane Schlewinski, for making sure our camera and audio sounds good all night. Making sure we're adjustment. Whenever we hit the table here, the camera kind of shifts a little bit. So we're trying to keep it as centered as possible for you tonight. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Stavinoa. Fastball inside, low and inside, and it rung him up looking. Stavinoa thought he had a ball. Scallon knew he had to strike out, and that's one of those where it's a little too close to watch there.
Yeah, on a 3-2 count, especially after you got 3 balls in a row, you got to swing at that one. So just too close for comfort, got to swing at it, but next man up.
And that next man up will be Garrett Neely. He's the other UT Dallas commit on this baseball team with Trent Eller, and he's looking to get the first hit of the game here for the Panthers. Scallon winds up the first pitch. That one's in there for strike 1, that same spot that just rung up Stavinoa. So 0-1 now, here's the pitch. That one finds his own. It's Neely down 0-2 early, and now
same spot.
We've now seen Scallon really calm down, relax, and now he's just hitting his spots, and these Panther hitters are just getting down in the counts way too early.
It's a lot easier to pitch when you got a lead.
0-2 pitch here. That one by Neely's fouled out. That'll be over on the softball field here. And good job at least of throwing some fight here from Neely. The Panthers only down 2 in this ball game if you're just joining us. And it looks like Scallon wants a new ball there. But only down 2, way early in this ball game. And, it is a 3-game series, so if they did end up losing tonight, not the end of the world. They just got to keep their heads together. But I know they're trying to make a comeback tonight and win this game.
Yeah, I think tonight's a big one for the Panthers.
0-2 pitch here, Neely. That one's high for ball number 1. And Neely now at 1-2. A little more comfortable than 0-2.
Looks like they're playing him straight up, so put the ball in play.
1-2 pitch here from Scallon. That one's a 2-seam that runs a little bit too far inside for Clark Scallon on the mound. And now bring the count to 2-2.
So it looks like he's calling the inside. He's not calling the inside, but he's getting that outside half. So interesting to see.
2-2 pitch here. Fastball hit hard by Neely. That one's going to land foul. And that would have been trouble again for the right fielder here, which would have been Robinson.
Kind of just staying alive. It's been a really good at-bat here so far from Neely.
So 2-2. Liberty Hill looking for their first hit of the ball game. That curveball's inside. Good at-bat here from Neely. Originally down 0-2, and now he's working it up to 3-2.
Just from the action of the catch there, I think he thought that was strike 3. He grabbed it, put it in the right arm, right to throw it to third, and sure enough, ball 3. And then again, Liberty Hill working into a full count. This is like the 4th one we've seen.
So here's the full count pitch. It's a fastball hit again down that right field line by Neely.
If that foul line on the first base side was 2 or 3 feet, Liberty Hill would be maybe up 3-2 right now. Couple of balls stroked down that right field line.
We got some wind here, fellas. We're trying to minimize the windy here, but if it gusts hard enough, we're not going to be able to do anything about it. As Scallon takes his sign here from Crabtree, Neely will call time. He wasn't having any of those
Playing
games.
the mind game, yep. playing that mind game, and he was not going to have it.
So 3-2, Garrett Neely back in the box, and here's the pitch. That fastball's popped up. It's going to be a foul over here by the Panther dugout. And Neely now, this has got to be close to a 10-pitch at bat.
Yeah, I think we're going on pitch number 9 right here, so. I mean, it's a good at bat, and no matter what here, you got 2 outs. You're making this pitcher work. I mean, he had a pretty quick 2 outs here. Not to say you didn't go to a full count last one, but pretty quick 2 outs. But now getting worked.
So 3-2, Scallon. Full count again. That fastball's off the plate, and that was maybe a half inch from being called either way.
Yeah, well, he's been calling that strike on the outside half a good amount tonight. And that one, I think, a little bit farther outside than the previous ones we've seen. And I mean, hey, you get to the next batter with 2 outs. There's nothing to say that you can't at least get 1 run, maybe 2 in here, and tie the game up.
Well, Neely may have been a little bit surprised there himself. He was kind of hesitant to start his jog down to first, but Scallon, his only mistake so far have been 3 walks. Other than that, he hasn't allowed a hit yet. So Maxwell's now looking for Liberty Hill's first hit of the ball game. Scallon working from the stretch with Neely on first base. First pitch to Maxwell. Big swing from Maxwell on strike number 1.
And I think one of those things that we saw is Stavinoa and that last at-bat about to throw his bat before he got called for strike 3. This time Neely said, I'm going to wait my time, make sure it's ball 4, and pick over.
They pick Neely there, and he was, they almost caught him slipping, but he's able to get back just in time. Good pickoff move here from Scallon. We'll see it, I'm sure, some more times in this ball game. 0-1 pitch to Maxwell. That's the pitch that Neely got walked on, and that time is called for strike number 2.
Yeah, he's getting that outside half, and it's one of those of it's really close. So
0-2 here. We got some more shenanigans here in the stands, but that'll strike out Maxwell. And while people deal with this, we'll go to a break as Maxwell goes down looking. And now in the top of the 2nd inning. And we're going to go to a break here as some shenanigans here in the stands here get worked out.
Vype Live, the leader in high school sports broadcasts. Wait, hold on just a moment. It's true that Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, excels at high school sports broadcasts, but did you know that Vype Live does more than sports? Vype Live does band recitals, academic events. For more information on how Vype Live can broadcast your event, email us at vype.com.
And welcome back here to Buda Johnson, but we are, I'm glad tonight, that we got an athletic director, we got principals from both schools, as there's just been tension in the stands before the first pitch even started.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on so far.
We got athletic director Kent Walker over there, and Jonathan Beavers here. The superintendent, Mr. Snell's here, and there's going to be something here in the stands if something is going on. And finally now the Hayes County Sheriff's or Buda Johnson Police Department is going to get involved here. There's being about I'm glad the camera can't see this because it's not being very pretty here.
It's not.
And if the ball game continues as it's going, we're just going to ignore what's going on over there.
Yeah,
and
let's go back to this ball game here. 2-0 lead for the Buda Johnson Jaguars, and Liberty Hill right now in a tough situation. So,
bottom of the 2nd inning here. Jefferson winds up. Here's the first pitch of the inning to Ryan Garza. Is a ball, I believe, brings the count to 1-0.
I think that one was a strike. I think he called that one a strike. I don't know.
Our scoreboard here is more interested in what we're interested in than the game, and that curveball is definitely a ball. So
really good pick there by the catcher, Riley.
Right, yeah. So it is 1-1. You were correct on that. Scoreboard operator's wrong here, and 1-1 counts. Jefferson winds up, delivers. That one's grounded hard. That's going to be a fair ball. That's the third baseman, Noonschwander. Maxwell's going over to it. Ryan Garza's heading to second, and he'll have a stand-up double to start this inning. So, at 2 innings in a row where the Jaguars have gotten their leadoff runner on, and that's not a recipe for success for Liberty Hill.
No, it is not. Good news is Jefferson has worked out of multiple jams, so Just got to see him kind of work here.
So now it brings up the 9-hole hitter, Michael Lozano. Lozano, a lefty, as Liberty Hill's looking to get out of another jam here. Runner on second base with no outs. First pitch to Lozano. Curveball hits him, and now walk him for, and that'll be a second hit batter by Jefferson. And now runners on first and second for the Jaguars.
Well, now you got first and second. Good news is you got a double play coming up, so.
Now we'll get the leadoff hitter of the ball game for the Jaguars, Logan Robinson. He's in here for his second at-bat, hit by pitch on his first at-bat, as Jefferson's now working from the stretch with runners on first and second. Shows bunt, and that one's going to get down. Neuenschwaner's going to have to go to first, and he's not able to field it cleanly, and the bases are loaded here, and this is just a nightmare all around here for Liberty Hill.
Yeah, not a good start here. You got nobody out. You got the bases loaded. A really, really good bunt there, and unfortunately now you got to get the two-hitter on Connor Crabtree. So tough scenario here. Good news is there's a force at every base. So anywhere you get, there's probably going to be an out there.
So it's a bases-loaded jam here for Liberty Hill. No outs, and Cole Jefferson is on the mound. He's been tasked with trying to get Liberty Hill out of this. Not the start you want for Liberty Hill, as they'll call time. Looks like Crabtree wants to check his signs with his head coach, Mark Durham.
Big pitch here.
First pitch here to Crabtree. Fastball. Finds the zone for strike one.
You know, if I'm Jefferson, I'm throwing that pitch until it gets hit or gets called a ball, because he's been calling that all night. It's the perfect pitch on that just outside half. I'm going to keep going at it.
0-1 pitch here now. It's hit hard into left field. Maxwell's going over. He's able to make the catch. Runner's going to be able to tag at third, but they're going to be able to not get the runner at second base. And you got a question there. Why is Eller not standing on the bag?
I don't understand that. It's a force out because he was halfway in between third. I don't know if he got the tag on him or not. It's hard to say from back here, but man, that was really close. That could have been a double play, and that would have had 2 outs with just a runner on first instead of 1 out with a guy on first and second.
So now Crabtree there lined out to left field, so that's 1 out in the inning. But he tried to throw to second to get the runner there, but he was not able to, and the runner on third scored on the sac fly. So 3-0 Jace in the ball game.
Yes.
0-1 now here, or it's 0-0 here to McAllister. That fastball's high for ball number 1, and the Jaguars now runner on first and second, 1 out here in, that's the bottom of the second. So 1-0. Jefferson set, here's the pitch. That fastball's off the plate, now the count's 2-0, and
tough situation here for Jefferson because you got to challenge him, but it's the 3-hole hitter, and well, you don't really want to.
So 2-0 Liberty Hill just have 1 out in the inning. The scoreboard still hasn't adjusted to change that here at Jaguar Field, as that 2-0 pitch finds its zone, brings the count to 2-1. So 2-1 here for McAllister. He had that sac bunt in his last at-bat.
Good news here for Jefferson. 1 pitch out of this inning. I mean, you got a guy on first, you got a double play lined up, you got a really good middle infield. 1 pitch, this inning is going to be over.
There's 1 out here in the inning. Jefferson checks the runner on second base, as that pitch is swung on through by McAllister. And now be strike number 2. It's Lozano on second base. On first base would be Logan Robinson. At the plate is going to be Ethan McAllister for the Jaguars here. 2-2. Here's the pitch from Jefferson. Curveball, barely fouled by McAllister.
That was a high curveball too. It got him, but unfortunately just drop a little bit more, you get the strikeout.
So 2-2 now. They're going to check that sign on their wristbands. It's a way of giving signs without really anybody knowing what's going to happen here. Jefferson set. A 2-2 pitch again. That fastball's outside, off the plate. Good stop by Carson Riley to keep Lozano at second base.
Again, it's a full count, but you're one pitch away from getting out of this inning. You got one out.
Riley's calling for Jefferson to step off. He finally does.
I think he's getting a special sign here from Coach Hutch, or the pitching coach, of course, for Liberty Hill.
One out in the inning. The scoreboard operator here still not aware of that. So Liberty Hill's looking for a ground ball double play here in the inning. That one strikes out.
Take that one, too.
McAllister. And now there's 2 outs in the inning, and Liberty Hill just needs 1 out.
Yeah, that's a big pitch right there. Strikeout, double play, same old thing here. Now you got 1 out to get out of the inning here. It's 3-0. And you can definitely come back from that.
And 2 straight outs here in the inning for Jefferson, and that's what you like to see, minimizing these opportunities. They had the bases loaded, no outs at some point. They only got 1 run in so far. Jefferson looking to keep it that way. First pitch here to the 4-hole hitter, Caleb Ledsom. It's off the plate. For ball number 1. So 1-0 to Ledsom. He had the strikeout in his last at bat. Jefferson probably looking for another one here. That one's on the outside half for strike number 1. And Jefferson, he's not giving up. He's gotten down early both innings, and he's working as hard as he can up there to bring the Panthers back in this ball game, keep this one as close as it can be until the Panthers bats wake up.
Well, there's 2 outs. He had the bases loaded and nobody out. 1 run, I'll take that every day.
So 1-1 here. He checks Lozano. Now the pitch to Ledsom. Curveball chased by Ledsom for strike number 2, and now Jefferson 1 pitch away. So 1-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Jefferson looking to retire Ledsom here on the 1-2. Curveball, Ledsom way out in front of it, and 2 straight strikeouts to end the inning for Cole Jefferson. We will take a short break here, and we'll be back in about 60 seconds. You're listening to Liberty Hill Panther Baseball on Vype Live with Jason Hebner and Jay Sanders.
Hey buddy, you say you wish someone was covering your favorite high school sports teams? You just couldn't make it to the game and you need to find out now what's going on? Well, my friend, your prayers are answered. Go to Vype, VYPE.com and hit Find Your School to see what Vype is saying about your great community. See for yourself why Vype is the leader in high school sports coverage in Texas. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com.
Welcome back here to Jaguar Field, where I hate to say it, but the story of this ball game has not been the baseball game. It's been all these extracurricular activities up here in the stands, and the Johnson student section is seated over here in the Liberty Hill side, and Liberty Hill fans are not happy with what they're saying, and Jaguar fans are not happy with what Liberty Hill's saying, and it's just a whole scene. Athletic directors, principals, sheriffs out here. It's just crazy, but Logan Dyer is going to lead off here, the top of the third here for Liberty Hill, and Liberty Hill needs some runs. First pitch here to Dyer. Fastball fouled back for strike 1. As Clark Scallion is in here for his 3rd inning of work. Dyer here in his 2nd at bat. He went down looking his 1st at bat. So 0-1. Here's the pitch to Dyer, as that one's grounded over to the second baseman, Garza. Garza unable to field it cleanly, and Liberty Hill's going to give some words now. So Dyer reaches on the air, and that is the base runner Liberty Hill's been looking for.
Lead off the inning.
Not the first hit of the ball game, but reached on the air, as Scallion still hasn't allowed a hit, but he's had 4 base runners on, and Liberty Hill's not been able to capitalize. They're going to look to do it here, as I wouldn't be surprised here if Scallion in the top third there, Jace.
Yep, getting that done right now.
Any scoreboard errors, blame Jay Sanders, not me. As that fastball there to Riley is in there for strike one. So 0-1. Scallion now working to Carson Riley. The pitch. That one's off the plate for ball number one. Brings the count to 1-1. 1-1. Scallion on the mound, still Logan Dyer on first base. Pitch to Riley. Runner goes, a little hit and run action. Carson Riley's going to have a chance here. Short throw to shortstop. Runner is out. But a good hit and run there advances Dyer to second base.
Yeah, it works out well because that way you get the runner over to second base. You can get somebody trying, hopefully get a runner in here, make this just a 2-run deficit. Of course, you got Cash Durkin up the plate. I wouldn't be surprised. You could make this just a 1-run deficit with one swing of the bat here.
Well, now Cash Durkin, and, you know, it would be great if Durkin could hit a home run right here. He's got 10 on the year, and I feel like one right now would really change the momentum of this ball game.
Well, especially, I mean, even just a double. Get something going. Get the Panthers on their feet.
Scallion set. He has Geyer on second base, runner in scoring position here for Durkin. First pitch to Durkin. It's hit into left field. The left fielder, McAllister, is camped out under it, and now be out to number 2. Dyer's going to force a throw. He could have gone there, but smart thing not trying to get any extra outs here, as Durkin has a second fly out of the game. And something I'm not liking from Durkin here, Jace, is he swung on 2 first pitches.
I was just about to bring that up. When you got a bat like him, wait for your pitch. Now, maybe those were his pitches. Maybe he really wanted that, but, I mean, if I'm Coach Hutch, I'm saying, hey, next at bat, just take the first pitch. It may be the best pitch you've ever seen in your life. Just take it. But it's okay. I mean, you got 2 outs. A base hit here now guaranteedly scores that runner from second.
Yeah, Noonschwander now at the plate. He walked in his first at bat, and he's looking to drive in the first Panther run of the ball game. First pitch to Noonschwander. Fastball on that outside corner for strike one. So 0-1, Scallion on the mound. He's facing Noonschwander here in the second at bat of the ball game. 0-1 pitch, he checks Dyer, goes to the plate. That one's hit back into the stands here. And now the count will go 0-2.
If we had a replay, remember the last foul ball he hit is still stuck in that little area in that top of the fence. So he's got some power in those foul balls, but on 2-strike count here, you really want to try and pump this one.
So 0-2, and Noonschwander's going to have to stay alive now. It'd be big here if Liberty Hill could push across Dyer. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball, that one's popped up into that little triangle read. This could be trouble. Second baseman going back on it and unable to make the catch. The ball's fair, and Noonschwander's not running with 2 outs, but luckily Dyer's running hard with 2 outs, and that's an RBI single, as odd as it may be, and Liberty Hill has cut the lead to 2.
Well, and that's the first hit of the game for Liberty Hill that does score as a hit. And hey, I mean, you get the 1 run in the bottom of the second, you get it right back in the top of the third. So ultimately, you get it right back, and I mean, you got the 4-hole hitter here, and anything's possible.
You know, and I like, you know, whenever Coach Hutchinson first came in here, he called that golden triangle out there between right field, second base, and first base. And these teams worked on it a lot, getting to that bag as some more shenanigans in the crowd. But now DeMars is at the plate. Noonschwander's on first. First pitch to DeMars. Fastball in there for strike one. And this is just getting a little ridiculous here, Jace. You know, you think, you know, maybe a few in the beginning of the game, but just cut it out. Let's just watch some baseball, guys.
Well, especially with these guys. I mean, they're playing some really good baseball out here, and I mean, I know if I'm in the stands, I'm all eyes on the game. I think that's how it should be. But hey, it's going well here. Liberty Hill got a guy on first. Base hitting the gap here. You got a 1-run game. So,
and DeMars definitely has the power to do it. Here's the 1-0 pitch here to DeMars. Fastball chase, and that's going to advance Noonschwander to second. And that puts a runner in scoring position, and DeMars now just got to find it, put one into the outfield, and that's another run scored. And 1-1 as DeMars is going to step into the box. we're looking for another run here, Jace.
Yeah, and now they got the guy on second. Base hit will score him.
Scallon set the 1-1 pitch. That curveball's way off the plate, brings the count to 2-1. At least I believe 2-1. The
should be 2-1.
crowd here has the home plate. I mean the scoreboard here has 2-2, and I haven't seen a confirmation here from the umpire, but
I'm pretty sure it's 2-1 here.
I think it's 2-1. So Scallon set. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And DeMars grounds that one over the third baseman. They're going to send Noonschwander. We're going to have a play at the plate here. The throw coming into the catcher is over him. Noonschwander scores, cuts the lead to 1. DeMars is into second, and that RBI single from Colby DeMars, and Liberty Hill with back-to-back RBI singles has cut the lead to 1.
Hey, guess what? We saw that last in the first inning. The bounce over the third baseman. Who was it? Noonschwander. And now DeMars bounces it right over the third baseman. We got a 1-run ball game here and a 3-2 game. Really, really exciting. And I mean, he's at second. Another base hit. This game's tied.
Yeah, and the Jaguars aren't out of it yet, as you mentioned. Now Trent Eller at the plate. Eller in his last at-bat flew out, but he definitely has the ability to put one in the outfield and score DeMars on second base. And you gotta like the aggressive call from from head coach Stephen Hutcherson, sending Noonschwander whenever really not many coaches would send their runner there. That first pitch is fouled back over us on the softball field.
I mean, a good throw, he's out by a mile. Good throw, he's out by a mile. But I mean, you gotta be aggressive. You got 2 outs. You can always make the third out at home. You can always make the third out at home. That's fine.
You know, and head coach Stephen Hutcherson has a lot of experience in playoff baseball. A state champion at Grapevine in 5A a few years back, and then a state runner-up at Grapevine that same year. So he's had a lot of playoff baseball. He knows that these aren't just normal district games. That one's hit into center field. That one could be trouble. Looks like the second baseman or the shortstop now is going to make the catch. And now in the inning, but not before. Liberty Hill puts 2 on the scoreboard, cuts the lead to 1. And now we'll head to the bottom of the third, where Liberty Hill will look to keep this ball game at 3-2. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be back after that to discuss this great baseball game. You're listening to Liberty Hill Panther Baseball on Vype Live.
For the end zone, touchdown, Ryder Hernandez on 4th and 2 from the 17.
Sure, Vype Sports brings you the best in area high school football, but Vype brings you exciting high school volleyball action.
Dive in the middle for the back row. Here comes James and gets the kill.
Vype brings you walk-off home runs on the diamond.
Line drive, deep to left. It is going, and it is gone!
From lacrosse to the pitch to the court and more, the leader in high school sports coverage is Vype Sports. BYP.
Our baseball field, where Jace Andrews will fix the score here momentarily. You know, usually I'm on the scoreboard. I'm doing it all, but tonight Jace Andrews in town, back from Oklahoma State. He's done this for a long time. He did this a few years ago by himself, and now he's back here on a guest appearance. He usually makes a few of these a year. And Jace, how are you enjoying this baseball game so far?
It's really good going right now. It's a lot of back and forth baseball. I mean, ultimately, it's going really, really well for both teams. Hopefully, though, Liberty Hill can get a quick shutdown inning here. And if there's ever a time for a shutdown inning, it's right now. And Jefferson's got a real good shot for it, because if you can do that, you're coming back in and you got a chance to tie the game in the bottom half, or the top half, I should say, of the fourth.
Yeah, first pitch here at Templeton is grounded. Big hop over there to Neely. Able to field it cleanly, make the throw over to Durkin, and get him by a step. And I thought that was clear as day, but
yeah, I thought
there was a little bit of hesitation there.
Yeah, well, I think he may have been swayed by this very, very much home crowd here. Everybody here, immediately all the fans, initially safe. But I think I'm agreeing with you. Clear as day on the out there.
A strong throw there from Neely. Good to see him get back there after the wild throw in the first there.
Well, a good pitch for Durkin to stretch out on.
Now we got Ethan McClain at the plate, and Jefferson, first pitch to him is a fastball high for ball number 1, and Jefferson here looking to calm down and not allow any runs as that ball's hit to center field. Stavanoa jogging back to it. He's camped out under it, able to make the catch, and 2 quick outs for the Panthers, and not much better start here for Liberty Hill.
3 pitches, 2 outs. I'd say he's doing pretty well here for Jefferson.
Now batting for the Jaguars, the center fielder, number 13, John.
And you know, if Liberty Hill can go 1-2-3 here, they got the momentum heading to the top of the 4th, and if they could take the lead there, this game could very well be theirs.
Well, and I know it's a bit risky. I'm challenging this guy. You get a 1-2-3 inning on like 5 or 6 pitches, I'm going for it.
Here's the first pitch to Alvarado. Fastball outside corner for strike number 1.
Well, another reason he's probably getting the take sign from his coach, given how quick this inning has gone so far.
Yeah, trying to give his own pitcher, Clark Scallon, a little bit of rest out there as that fastball's in the dirt. Brings the count to 1-1, and Jefferson will look to find the strike zone here on this next one. Dom Alvarado at the plate. He popped out in his last at-bat. Here's the second at-bat of the ballgame. That one's hit right over into center field. Stavinoa makes the diving catch for out number 3. And Jace, 1-2-3 on 6 pitches.
1-2-3 on 6 pitches. And what a way for Cole Jefferson to come out and say, hey, you got me my 2 runs. You know what? You're getting 3 outs.
Yeah, so now Liberty Hill will head to the top of the 4th with the momentum in their favor. They'll look to take the lead there, and we'll be right back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Liberty Hill Panther Baseball. I'm Jason Hebner with Jay Sanders.
Vype Live, the leader in high school sports broadcasts. Wait, hold on just a moment. It's true that Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, excels at high school sports broadcasts, but did you know that Vype Live does more than sports? Vype Live does band recitals, academic events. For more information on how Vype Live can broadcast your event, email us at Vype, VYPE.com.
Welcome back here to Buda, Texas, and Johnson High School, or should I say Mo and Jean Johnson High School, Jace, as the official name calls it. We're out here it's west of town off of 35, and, you know, a new suburb school. Really looks like a college campus. It's kind of absurd out here. It's huge.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice building, a nice high school, and really nice area, too. I like the drive coming down here.
Yeah, and actually this school's going to 6A next year, Jace.
Oh.
I mean, they're one of the largest 5A schools in the state right now, and they're moving up to 6A next year, and they'll have some interesting challenges there.
Well, that's interesting considering Liberty Hill just joined 5A 2 years back, and 1-run game here. That's pretty good.
So now Liberty Hill, top of the 4th. They scored 2 in the top of the 3rd. It went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 3rd, and they're trying to take the lead now here in the top of the 4th inning. It's going to be Jack Stavinoa. He struck out looking in his last at-bat. He's going to look to get in the hit column. Scallon still on the mound for the Jaguars, and that first pitch is a fastball high and away for ball number 1. So 1-0.
We saw last inning. I think we want to make them work.
That one's outside again, and Scallion, you know, he's entering his 4th inning of work, and he hasn't had the easiest job out there. You know, he's probably reaching 50, 60 pitches by now, and he's probably going to start maybe experience a little bit of fatigue out there. Good eye from the Panther hitter so far.
Yeah, I'll let this pitch.
2-0 here, as that one's hit by Stavinoa high in the air. The right fielder's going over to it, Robinson's going to not make the catch. It's going to be the center fielder, Alvarado, making the catch, and now be out number 1.
Well, a nice hit there, but going back to what I was going to say, the biggest thing with specific break pitchers who focus a lot on the break and not speed is you're going to lose that break as you go in towards the later half of the game. With speed, you lose the speed, but with breaking, you're going to lose those grips a lot easier, and it goes both ways.
Yeah, so 1 out now after the fly out from Stavinoa brings up Garrett Neely in his second at-bat. You remember, he walked on that last at-bat. It was like a 10-11 pitch at-bat, and he was seeing the ball well from Scallion's hand.
Yeah, he fouled off some really good pitches. Hopefully another one right here.
1-0 here. That one's hit through the hole between third base and shortstop, and Neely will reach with a single here. And all Liberty Hill needs here is base runners, and they're going to be able to do the rest. So great start here from Neely to reach base here with 1 out in the top of the 4th.
Well, and another thing is, you got some speed over there at first base in Neely. I wouldn't be surprised we try a hit and run, maybe even a straight steal here. I mean, Coach Hutch is not one to steal a good hefty amount of times, but a situation like this may call for it.
Yeah, Buda Johnson's done their scouting. The third baseman, Larzano, is in on the grass here, maybe expecting a bunt, and that's going to exactly what's happened. Maxwell lays a perfect bunt down the first base line, and that ball is going to just roll foul.
Oh, man, that was headed for perfection. And unfortunately with the grass field, I bet you at Liberty Hill's home place, that stays fair, but the grass field rolls to the right side.
Yeah, and Scallon, you know, those pitchers sometimes take a chance there on hoping it rolls foul, and Scallon got lucky that one did roll foul. So Maxwell's going to come back, and Jace, he's going to try it again here, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, and if I'm Neely, seeing that pitcher watch it, if he does that again, I'm going to third. I'm trying it.
So 0-1 here to Maxwell, the 9-hole hitter for Liberty Hill. Pitch from Scallion. He's not trying the bunt as that one's off the plate for ball number 1. And Maxwell may have the swing away sign here with a big gap here between third base and shortstop and even down the third base line.
Well, something I saw on that bunt here, he's really good at aiming the ball. And if he can aim it toward that left side, he's got a base hit and got the guys to first to second if he can get there.
So 1-1 for Maxwell. Standing room only here at Jaguar Field for the first game of the bi-district round between the Liberty Hill Panthers and the Buda Johnson Jaguars. Competitive series, and tempers have flared already on both sides. 1-1 here to Maxwell. Hit hard right up the middle. That one's going to get through, and Neely is going to stay at second base. So 2 singles, runner on first and second for Liberty Hill, and he'll bring up the top of the order.
A good piece of hitting right there. He went with the pitch. Pitch was kind of up a little bit high. Probably a fastball up there, pretty going slough, and just sent it straight back to him. He said he wanted to take it, and so I think that was a good one there for Maxwell to kind of just push through.
Well, and you know, Scallon now, he's facing Dyer. This is Dyer's third at bat. They're going to start to see him a little better, and they're going to be able to maybe get some more barrels on these balls as the first pitch of Dyer is fouled back into the netting for strike 1.
Well, and something I'm seeing from Scallon more is he's challenging these batters a lot more, and sometimes it's not working that well. There's been multiple times where the batters have kind of just let him pitch. Man, they're challenging him a lot more now.
So 0-1 after Dyer fouled off that first pitch. You can hear the wind here in our mics. Wind's coming out of the south tonight, blowing out towards left field. You can see the American flag there on your screen. That one's in the dirt, brings the count to 1-1.
So something I'm seeing here, the first baseman is played really up along with the second baseman. The second baseman is in nowhere near in double play depth. If he can hit a hard bouncer like we've seen over that first baseman's head, you're scoring that guy from second.
Jason, I wonder, third baseman playing back here. Does Dyer lay one down the third base line?
He's got some speed. I wouldn't mind seeing it.
1-1 pitch here from Scallon. It's hit hard right over the second baseman, and that's going to load the bases. Neely is going to be held at third base. And now the bases are loaded for the 2-hole hitter, Carson Riley.
And Carson Riley does one thing well. He gets on base. So a good at-bat and a good guy to have at-bat here.
You know, and Liberty Hill, we said if they start putting the ball in play, they'll have success. 3 straight singles. Now it brings up Carson Riley, and that ball looked like it could have been trouble for Liberty Hill, but it was just over the outstretched arm of Garza. Actually hit the top of his glove, just not able to bring it in completely.
Well, and for Buda, you get a little luck there because if that ball is about 2 inches higher and you can see it off the bat, you got Neely scoring over there.
Yeah, that's a double or triple. That's at least 1 run scoring.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to the gap. You're probably you may get a lead from that.
Yeah, because that's probably the hardest ball of the night on both sides was Dyer's line drive there right over Garza. And now Carson Riley bringing up to the plate here. Bases loaded, and Scallon maybe a little flustered out there calling for his catcher, Connor Crabtree, to go out and talk to him.
I bet you they're changing the signs, and that umpire is doing the proper thing. They just had the meeting about 2 seconds ago. You can't have that twice, guys. You got to get it kind of figured out in that first one.
And that home plate umpire liking there, Jace, is Caleb Overstreet, the crew chief here of this Waco TSAO Umpire Association, calling tonight's game and probably the series games, I'd assume.
Yes, I would assume so.
So Clark Scallon on the mound. He's in his 4th inning of work, but he's got a jam here. Liberty has the bases loaded, and Carson Riley at the plate. First pitch here to Riley. Fastball hit hard. That ball's going to land. Neely's going to score. Maxwell's being waved around. Dyer's going to third, and Dyer's going to be held at third base. 2-run score, and Liberty Hill takes the lead on a Carson Riley 2 RBI double.
Get that energy, boy. Get that energy. You deserve it. A nice hit down the first base line, and man, oh man. Woo.
So Liberty Hill taking the lead now 4-3, and the Jaguars are reeling here. We're going to have the head coach, Mark Durham, here go out and talk to Scallon, and I wouldn't be surprised if Scallon's getting out of this ball game.
I would not be surprised either. I mean, he looked flustered in that last at-bat. He looked real flustered. And guess who you got coming up to the plate? None other than Cash Durkin, the home run hitter. He's probably in the top ranks of Texas baseball right now in terms of home runs.
Yeah, voted the MVP of this Panther baseball team as he's exploded here in this district season. He's going to Blinn in the fall, and I'm going to look for him to put up some monstrous numbers over there at Blinn whenever he starts to get playing time over there. But now, Oh, so, we started to see teams do this.
Well, and I say it in the
But here's the thing. And I don't think many people know this. Cash Jorgen's the power hitter. He hits home runs. They're going to walk him. But they bring up Cade Noonschwander, and Noonschwander hit over 400.
Yeah.
He hit over 400. His on-base percentage is over 500. He's slugging 1,000.
Well, and something, you got the MVP on first base. Guess what? You got the offensive MVP at plate.
Yeah, and the base is loaded here again for Liberty Hill. They're looking now to just extend this lead, blow this ball game open.
I mean, you get a base hit here, you're up by maybe 2, maybe 3.
So Cade Noonschwander, Liberty Hill fans stomping here in these stands. Noonschwander at the plate. He's going to face Scallon for the second time, and he's 1 for 1 on the night with a walk. First pitch here, Noonschwander. That curveball off the plate for ball number 1.
He's been calling that pitch a lot tonight, so good take there. I mean, you don't want to swing at that one, especially first pitch, but that's a pitcher's pitch. And
yeah, so Noonschwander a walk and an RBI single tonight. He's looking to add some more RBIs here against Scallon. He's seeing the ball well, and he's been seeing the ball well all district season. Scallon set. Here's the 1-0 to Noonschwander. That one's hit high. That's going to be maybe a sac fly. Dyer has some good speed. Are they going to challenge it here? The left fielder makes the catch. Dyer's going, and the left fielder not expecting it, and that's going to be a sac fly. The runners are going to advance here, and now the runners at second and third. Every runner advancing on that sac fly, and Liberty Hill has now extended the lead to 2. So 5-3 now. And, Noonschwander didn't do a whole lot there, but he just put the ball in the air far enough for Dyer, the fastest player on this team, running back in football, and he was exploded down the line towards home plate.
Yeah, I got the privilege of watching him in junior high. He may have been faster now than he was then, and he was insanely fast in junior high.
Well, and now the threat's not over. Still runner on second and third for Liberty Hill, and Colby DeMars at the plate, who has an RBI single on the night as well. DeMars going to call time. Scallon kind of doing some mind tricks there. He's really... Whenever I was a pitcher, I like to do that when I was flustered. Let the pitcher, take it at your own pace. This ball game may be going a little too fast for Scallon on the mound right now.
Well, and with 2 outs, you get a base hit. You get 2 runs in.
So this is going to be the first pitch to DeMars, a fastball just at the knees for strike number 1.
Close pitch, a good watch there for DeMars, and Liberty Hill all of a sudden up by 2 runs.
Yeah, put 5 up in the last 2 innings here. The Jaguars have put nothing up in that time frame, and that's why they've jumped out to a lead here. 5-3 if you've just joined us. That pitch by DeMars hit to the shortstop. Shortstop's going to have to make it. He bobbles it, and a run's going to score for Liberty Hill. And just whenever you think the Jaguars are going to escape something, they're flustered too out there in the field as McLean not able to field that one cleanly, and everything's going Liberty Hill's way all of a sudden.
Yeah, what did we say? What did you say? Put that ball in play, and all of a sudden, things are going to go your way. And, of course, well, looky there. You put a bunch of balls in play, and all of a sudden, it's 6-3. Liberty Hill has made it to a doubling of the Buda score.
So now runners on the corners here for the Panthers, and they've exploded for 4 runs in this top of the inning, and now they're leading this ball game. And all of a sudden, the Jaguar fans are quiet out here at Johnson High School as the first pitch to Ehlers off the zone for ball number 1.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk earlier in this game, but all of a sudden, all that has kind of quieted down.
So 1-0 to Eller. DeMars on first base after he reached on the air. Durkin on third base after he was intentionally walked. 1-0 pitch here to Eller. That one's hit into left center field. The center fielder going way back. He's still running, and that ball's going to land. That's going to score 2 runs as Eller has a stand-up 2 RBI double. And just like that, this ball game is now 8-3.
All of a sudden, Liberty Hill says, hey, guess what? We came to play too. We came to play too.
And I actually talked. Trent Eller is a good friend of mine. He's in my English class today. And I told him, Trent, are we going to hit a bomb tonight? Let's be honest. And he said, I'm going to try. And,
well,
that one may not have been a bomb, but that one went about as deep in this field as you could have gone and scored 2 runs. And I'll take that over the home run. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, especially you get the 2 runs. And, I got to be honest, that ball just carried and carried and carried, and all of a sudden it's over the center fielder's head. Off the bat, I was like, it's going to be a fly ball, but, man, that ball carried.
It did look like a fly ball off the bat, but Alvarado in center field just kept on running after it, and it just landed right at the fence. And now Jack Stavinoa, and he's who started this inning, is back up, and he's hit, and, nothing is going to Jaguars Ray right now.
Well, and I'm surprised Scallon's still out there. I mean, this is certainly his last inning, if not his last batter here. I mean, guy up here scored the first run of the inning.
And Jace, let me walk you through this inning so far. A fly out, a single, a 2 RBI double, an intentional walk, a sac fly, an RBI, and 2 RBI double, and a hit by pitch. There's about nothing prettier than a baseball stat book than what I just said.
No, well, especially when you bat 9 too.
Well, now you're batting 10.
Yeah, there you go.
Neely. He started off this whole rally with a single. And there's 2 outs in the inning, and Liberty Hill's looking to just keep extending this lead as that one's going to be a bloop maybe. Second baseman going back, and that ball's going to drop, and Eller's running into second, and now it's going to be 9-3.
9-3, and the Panthers just keep on swinging.
You know, and that was another one that looks like it was going to be an out, but the Jaguars right now are just defeated out there on all terms.
Well, and I think their fans are the same way because, I mean, the entire game it was all talking about the scoreboard. All of a sudden, it switched a whole flip on them.
Well, and now we're going to take a break here, and we're going to let our voices rest a little bit. We just scored 7 runs, and we're going to have a pitching change as Clark Scallon is gone. Allowed 9 runs in this ball game, and, you know, the Panthers, they woke up. It was a long trip down here, about an hour and a half. They finally woke up, and we're going to take a break as the pitching change here for the Jaguars. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. You're listening to Liberty Hill Panther Baseball on Vype Live.
Vype Live, the leader in high school sports broadcasts. Wait, hold on just a moment. It's true that Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, excels at high school sports broadcasts, but did you know that Vype Live does more than sports? Vype Live does band recitals, academic events. For more information on how Vype Live can broadcast your event, email us at vype.com. Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at vype.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3-13, not yet, another reverse, breaking tackles, dives to the end zone, touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, really close up the corner. Quick pitch to Wilson, she fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to vype.com.
And I happily welcome you back here to Jaguar Field here at Buda Johnson High School in Buda, Texas, where if you're a Panther fan, you're doing your little happy dance right now.
Keyword in there, happy to welcome you back. Happy to welcome you back.
And the Panthers have exploded here in the top of the 4th for 7 runs and have made this game, I wouldn't say out of reach yet, but they've made this a very comfortable lead for them going into the rest of this game, and they're not over. They still got runners on base.
Well, and the best thing is Cole Jefferson has had some innings to settle in. That last inning, he shut them down. What does his guys give him in return? They give him a 7-run 4th inning. They said, we see you, we're going to give you that run back.
You know, some of there's some key words that Coach Hutcherson has in this baseball program. Fearless, selfless, relentless. And this team is playing real selfless right now.
It's real selfless and real relentless in these past couple at bats as well.
So now, after scoring 7 runs, there's Jack Stavinoa on third base. It's Garrett Neely on first. He drove in the last run. And now Chase Maxwell's at the plate. And the last time Maxwell was at the plate, he singled. The thing here, though, he's going to have a different pitcher. It looks like the Jaguars are going to call on number 3, Weston Bailey, to get the relief appearance here.
I don't know what's going on here. The catcher was signaling something, so. Of course, I wonder if he may get the steal here from Neely.
First and third play here, we may have a designed play from either team with runners on the corners. It's common for a team to try to steal a run in this scenario. We'll see if Liberty Hill tries to do it here. That one's going to be hit into the outfield. That ball is going to drop. You can't see it here in the lights. 1 run's going to score. Neely's being waved around. And Maxwell's on third base, and he reaches on the air in the outfield. 2 more runs score. Liberty Hill now 11-3.
Oh, and I do want to check on that center fielder out there. As he took a very strong effort to that ball, but unfortunately stayed on the ground for a while. I hope he's okay out there. But man, what a hit from Maxwell!
Yeah,
man,
so 11-3 now, and you know we both thought that was originally an out.
Yeah, I thought it was an out.
Maxwell hit it into the left center field gap. The center fielder Alvarado and McAllister, the left fielder, kind of collided out there in center field. The center fielder Alvarado dove at that ball, unable to make the catch, and that ball just got by and went to the fence. Maxwell's now on third base. He drove in too.
Well, and what a way to welcome Bailey to the ball game. Here's a 2-run triple, buddy.
Yeah, and now Dyer's back in it. His last at bat, he singled, and Liberty Hill is now just padding the stat book first.
Yeah.
First pitch to Dyer. That one,
I thought that hit him.
I thought it hit him, but it must have bounced just in front of the plate. We're way up in the stands here. We wanted to get the best view we can here in playoff baseball. Sometimes in the district games, the camera's not the best, but we want you to see the whole field tonight and for the rest of these district seasons. We'll try to do our best to get that same thing happening. So 1-0 here to Dyer. Maxwell's on third base. That one's lined back into the netting, brings the count to 1-1. And this game is if you were analyzing this game, the shift of this ball game was the bottom of the third when Jefferson went 1-2-3, and now the Panthers have exploded here for 9 runs here in the top of the fourth.
And 1-2-3 on 6 pitches. I mean, that was a total confidence boost for this offense.
Bailey, the pitch to Dyer. That one's in the left field. The left fielder is under that one, and Liberty Hill was looking for 10, but they're not going to get it. But, they add 9. We'll take it. As Liberty Hill has advanced the lead now to 11-3 here in this bi-district matchup between the Johnson Jaguars. We'll take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be back. You're listening to Liberty Hill Panther Baseball here on Vype Live.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation.
Check us out at VypePE.com.
Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
Time for team. Again, another reverse. Breaking tackles. Dives to the end zone. Touchdown Rangers.
15 seconds. Really close up the corner. Quick pitch to Wilson. She fires the 3. Oh my God! It went in. Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
And welcome back here to a standing ovation from these Panther fans as their Panther defense takes the field. And Liberty Hill, there's not much more to be happier about if you put up a 9 spot in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, there's really not much more to be happy about. I mean, you talk about a momentum changer, a changer of just monumental sorts. That bottom or top half of the fourth, rather, was just outstanding. You put 9 runs on the board. You're up 11-3 all of a sudden. You got a guy who just pitched an absolute gem of an inning. I mean, you got to be talking about what changed in this game. Jefferson decided he wanted to play now.
And now Jefferson is going to face Ryan Garza in his first pitch in, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. It's been a while.
And that's something to watch. It sometimes can be hard on a pitcher to come back from a long break.
But here's the 1-0 to Garza. That one finds his own. It's in the center field. Stavanoa's going back on it. Stavanoa's fast out there, and he's able to make the catch a few feet in front of the wall. And that's why I like having Stavanoa out there at center.
Well, and something note, he didn't even turn around. That was a straight back pedal the entire way, and that goes to drills right there. That was a nice back pedal. And hey, what do we saw? 1 pitch, 1 out from Jefferson.
2 pitches.
2 pitches. And 1-2.
So 1 out. Here's now the pitch here to the 9-hole hitter is hit into center field for Stavanoa. That's Lozano. And they will have a base runner here in the bottom of the fourth. But there is 1 out in the inning. Once again, all scoreboard errors, please blame Jace Andrews, not Jason Hebner. Jace a little rusty here on the Vype Live setup. He's been in college, but whenever in his high school days, he was the Liberty Hill master of Vype Live.
Yeah, and yet the one thing I never was good at, keeping that scoreboard up. I tried to keep you informed with the voice, but not always so great on the scoreboard.
Now here's the first pitch to the leadoff hitter, Logan Robinson. Robinson, 2 at-bats on the night. He was hit by pitch, and he's reached on an error, so he's 0 for 0 on the night. And on-base percentage of 1,000, but Liberty Hill's looking for a ground ball double play here to end the inning. That fastball's called ball 2.
I really thought that was in there for a strike. I thought I caught that little inside half on the left-hander.
So 2-0 now to Logan Robinson. Liberty Hill has an 8-run cushion, so nothing to be alarmed yet, but you'd like to keep this ball game as big as a lead as you could.
Yeah, and I think there may be a steal play going over there at first as, forgive me, the runner over there is, whatever. The Jaguars runner up first is looking like he wants to steal.
That's a 2-1 pitch. It's high and away for ball number 3, and now 3-1 for Robinson. He was that He's the right fielder, excuse me. Can't read my own handwriting sometimes, but 3-1 to Robinson here. Jefferson the pitch. That one just off the zone, and that brings the count. And now bringing the count to 4-1. He'll jog over to first base, and now runners on first and second for the Jaguars. Fortunately for Liberty Hill, Jefferson has worked out of a lot of these jams so far in this ballgame.
Yeah, I mean, he's worked out a lot of them, and all of a sudden he's gotten himself into another. But the good thing is he's got practice in what is probably a bigger scenario, and I like this move here. Coach Bishop coming out here, going to talk with his pitcher. He's got someone in the bullpen. I don't know if he'll bring him in. It looks like he is. Maybe. I think they are going to bring him in.
You know, in this situation, Jace, you know, you have an 8-run cushion. Why would you not bring him in? You know, save Jefferson if you need a game three. You save Jefferson and he can start that ball game. I don't know if they're going to bring him in. I think they were actually motioning him to stay out there.
Yeah, well, he motioned that I couldn't tell if it was either come in or stay out there.
Yeah.
Because originally, I believe out there is going to be a C.J. Sherburne, but he originally took a step towards the mound, but then went back and started throwing in the bullpen again. So I think that was more of a, hey, calm down. We got someone in the pen if you need it. How you feeling?
Yeah, I agree with you, and I know what you mean. Sometimes, you know, those pitching coaches will raise their hand to signal they want the bullpen, especially in, like, higher levels. But, you know, I was just telling Sherburne, stay out there. You got plenty of time. You know, we trust in Jefferson to get us out of this inning. But
Bishop just needed to adjust his sleeve.
But I do believe that whenever Jefferson, if he can get out of this inning relatively unharmed, I think it'd be his last inning of the ball game.
Yeah, I would think so as well.
And if that's the case, he did his job perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, 3 runs in, what are we talking about, 4 innings now? I mean, that'd be pretty good.
So 0-1 here to Connor Crabtree, the catcher. 0-1 pitch here. Big curveball. Crabtree not biting on it, brings the count to 1-1. So 1-1 here for Crabtree, facing Jefferson for the 3rd time. Jefferson the pitch here. That curveball way slips. The runner on second is held. Great job by Carson Riley keeping those balls in front of him tonight.
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's picked a couple along with blocking a couple, and a lot of those have been on that right side. For Jefferson here, you got that first out on a long fly ball, but he's been hesitant to challenge anybody past that.
So 2-1 now to Crabtree. Jefferson checks the runner on second. That's Lozano. As that fastball just nicks Crabtree, and he'll outwalk the bases loaded. And I mean, you don't want to start allowing too many runs here. But if 1 run scores here, it's not the end of the world.
I mean, I got to be honest. You could let all 3 runners score here. It's still 11-6. So ultimately, I think if you're Coach Bishop or Coach Hutch, let him stand there. Let him be in there for just this batter. If he can get this one out. I mean, this one he's had success on. I think he's 0 for 2 on the night, or 1 for 2.
He is 0 for 2 on the night with a sack bunt.
Yeah,
and it's Coach Bisher, Jace.
Bisher, sorry. My apologies to everybody.
I know his family listens in sometimes. That
My
one
apologies.
is high in the air, right over by the first base dugout, and Durkin's not going to be able to get it as it lands on top of the dugout. 8:30 on this ball game, and you know we may be here till 10, Jace. If this ball game goes the distance.
Yeah, all of a sudden this game was flying by, and then the top of the 4th happened, and all of a sudden, boom, a bus hit it.
Bases loaded here for the Jaguars. 1 out for the Panthers. They're trying to get out of this jam here. That pitch to McAllister is a curveball in the dirt, and Jefferson's having a little bit of difficulty now with that curveball here.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row where he's bounced over on that left side of the plate.
So 2-1. As is Ethan McAllister at the plate. He's playing left field. He was involved in that little collision out there last inning, but he looks to be all right as he's back in the plate now. As that one's hit foul over back on the softball field, and it is on the softball field. Brings the count now to 1-2. Now, Jace, you called a strikeout earlier in this ball game. You calling one here?
Well, if he goes with that slider away again, I mean, I like that pitch. We'll see how good his grip is, but I'm seeing probably a ball here.
1-2. That's
fouled.
Was that ball fouled?
I think he fouled it off Riley's foot.
And Riley, you know, he is a tough cookie back there behind the plate, and he's just going to try to walk it off, but
those ones sting for a little bit.
Yeah, you know, Riley unable to come up with a catch there on the 3rd strike, a little foul tip action, and it just went off his foot, the inside of that foot, and that's never a fun feeling there for those catchers or even the hitters. Sometimes that happens.
Well, and I do think that was the slider. I think he just maybe probably doesn't have as much command of it as he did earlier in the game.
So 1-2, bases loaded here for the Jaguars. It's Ethan McAllister at the plate. 1-2 pitch here from Jefferson. That's that outside slider, but McAllister not biting for it.
Yeah.
Now bring the count to 2-2.
I'm going high and inside fastball. Or it can't hit the corner, but high.
So 2-2. Jefferson set the pitch. Fastball grounded over to Noonschwander. Noonschwander is going to go across the diamond, and that ball is past Dirk, and one run's going to score. A second run scores, and 2 runs here will score. And now runners on second and third on the error there from Noonschwander. And, that's something you don't want in this scenario.
No.
You don't want an error. You would have been fine taking the 1-run score, take the out. But now the score is 11-5 here. Runners on second and third here for the Jaguars. And they'll bring up their 4-hole hitter, Caleb Bledson. Oh, looks like we got a pinch hitter here for the designated hitter. I believe they said Trace Johnson.
Yeah, I believe that was the name that he said, but
I'll work to confirm. Number 25, Trace Jansen.
Well, and now you're probably going to work with some more urgency out there in the bullpen with Sherburne. Not that this game has gotten anywhere close. I mean, it's still a 6-run deficit for the Jaguars, but it is getting a little hesitant with the guy on second and third.
First pitch here to Jensen is in there for strike 1, and I think, if Jefferson calms down, I think he'll be fine. We can escape the inning with the 6-run cushion.
Well, and I think for Jefferson, he's got to do exactly what he's doing. Just get the ball, pitch the ball. That's all you got to do.
So 0-1 pitch here from Jefferson. That curveball's off the plate. Good stop by Riley to keep it in front of him. And on that last play there, a weak ground ball hit to Noonschwander. Noonschwander was kind of debating going to home, going to first.
Yeah, and I think that debate may have cost him a little bit.
As that one's grounded foul into the home dugout, or the away dugout here. And now it looks like that Trace Jensen is behind 1-2. Want to thank our QA tonight, Shane Schlowinski, for keeping our audio and visuals in check. Thank you, Shane, for all you do for not just us, but all of Vype Live.
Two strikes here.
1-2 here for Jensen. The pitch, curveball, grounded foul.
I like the pitch call. Good kind of defensive swing there, but still a 1-2 count, and I think here's where you got to see that slider again. And partially, if you're Coach Bisher, I'm probably saying, hey, give me one more. Give me one more.
So 1-2 here for Jensen. 1-2 pitch. That curveball bounces in the dirt. Riley keeps it in front of him, so the runner stays on third as brings the count now to 2-2.
Well, and just what we've seen all night, Riley blocking the plate.
So 1 out. 1 out on the inning. 2-2 pitch. Jefferson, fastball, high and inside, brings the count back, or fouls it into the net, excuse me. And I'll keep the count here at 2-2. And this feels like another turning point maybe in this ball game. If the Jaguars can score runs here, they're right back in this. But Liberty Hill, if they can shut them out, they kind of keep their control over this ball game.
Yeah, it's a big pitch here. You got a 2-2 count.
Jefferson set, now the 2-2. Fastball hit into left field. Maxwell going over, that's going to score 2. As Jensen's going into second base. And that's going to be a 2 RBI double for Jensen.
And now we're going to see the move to Sherburne here as Coach Hutch trots out to the mound.
So that has pushed this ball game to an 11-7. And, you got to give props here to the Jaguars. Liberty Hill put up 9 spot in the top of the inning, and now the Jaguars have come back and put up 4 here in the bottom spot, and they're not done yet.
Nope.
So we're going to take a quick 60-second break as we get a pitching change here, and we'll be back with that new pitcher and more. You're listening to Liberty Hill Panther Baseball here on Vype Live.
For high school sports coverage second to none, discriminating sports fans, booster clubs, and student bodies will tell you Vype stands above the rest. Vype can provide your school and your entire school district with complete digital video streaming and live broadcast coverage at prices that fit your budget. Find out more information at Vype, VYPE.com. VYPE.com.
Buda Johnson High School. Mo and Gene Johnson High School, more specifically out here in Buda, Texas. It's about an hour and 20-minute drive here for the Panthers, and they are currently leading this game 11-7, but the Jaguars are not going away as they have scored 4 here in the bottom of the 4th. There's only 1 out, and, you know, they're not going away easily. And the Panthers here are going to rely on Connor Sherburne to try to get him out of this jam and for the rest of the ball game. And, you know, they pulled Cole Jefferson. He went 3 1/3, and, you know, he really did his job pretty well tonight.
Yeah, he did a great job, and I mean, ultimately that last hit was the one that really hurt him because he had the 5 runs over just 4 innings, but now you got to come in here. You got a guy on second. I mean, you're still up by 4 runs, so ultimately take a out here, take another out. I mean, nothing saying you can't go back into the next inning and push a little further.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go, Jaguars. We don't quit. Let's go.
So, excuse us, folks, here where you can hear us, but we cannot hear ourselves. There we go. We can now hear ourselves. A little bit of a finicky cable on one of our things, and it may be causing some static at home. So if it is, we apologize. We're trying to do our best to fix it on the fly. And that's what we got Jay Sanders here for, and it may be what he just did. Let me try something here. Is Connor Sherburne still taking his time out there getting ready? Maybe. There we go. We have fixed that static issue. I don't know if y'all were hearing it or if it was just us, but we have resolved the issue now. Runner on second here, and the batter looks to be Cody Templeton. Sherburne's first pitch at Templeton is on the inside half for strike number 1.
Oh, and some big at-bats here for Sherburne, as if you can come down and shut him down, it's a big plus.
Okay, that one hit him. As that pitch from Sherburne hits him, I was looking down at our phone, trying to dial in some statistics here, but that one now the runner's on first and second, and, you know, Liberty Hill just has to calm down here, get out of this inning without allowing too many more for this ball game to still be in their control.
Ultimately, that doesn't matter, because if you can get a ground ball here, been saying all night, double play, that's right there. But haven't had any yet. It'd be a good time for one right here.
So no count here to Ethan McLean, and that first pitch to McLean is a fair ball right over the first baseman's head, and 1 run's going to score. 1 run will score, and that's an RBI single from Ethan McLean. And just like that, now the lead is only 3 for Liberty Hill.
Oh, and you got guys on second and third as well.
You know, Jace, I was getting real excited here in the top of the 4th. We put up 9. Then I'm coming, you know, now I'm starting to get a little less excited. I'm getting a little nervous now. They put up 5 so far and only have 1 out in the inning. And we're going to have to start getting some outs here if we're going to keep our lead at the rate this ball game is going. And I feel sorry for any of you listeners. It's already 8:40 and we're only in the 4th inning.
Yeah.
This one could be going here for a long time. And it is playoff baseball. It's never as easy as you think it's going to be. That one's low for strike number 1, as that looks to be number 13, Dom Alvarado, chasing that one for strike 1. So 0-1. CJ Sherburne, the senior, on the mound. He's in here in his relief appearance. No runs tagged to him yet, as those were all Jefferson's base runners. As that one's grounded foul. That brings the count 0-2, and this field must have some really hard grass on the infield, because any of those hoppers are going straight over the infield.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I mean, you hit the ball straight down, it's going straight back up right after that. So now, just like a lot of these counts, it's 2 strikes, but we've said that a couple times here and kind of been burned right after that. So we'll see what happens here.
0-2, Sherburne winds up the pitch. That curveball, good eye there by Alvarado to not chase it, and now the count's 1-2.
Well, if he can get a good pitch here, get a strikeout, that'd be a big boost for Liberty Hill.
So 1-2 pitch is hit into the outfield. Stavinoa going over to it. That ball's going to drop, and at least 1 run's going to score He's going to second. They're going to try to get him at second. That ball gets past it, and 2 runs are going to score now. As that ball gets into the dugout, and they're going to... Oh, we got something's going on here, but 2-run score regardless, so it's 11-10 on a RBI double from Dom Alvarado.
Well, I don't know if that coach just got thrown out or what, but he thought that ball went in the dugout and should have gotten him.
I think that it may have hit the players over there for the Jaguars, and they may be getting at least a warning here. You know, instead of going into the dugout, it actually hit the Jaguar players outside of the dugout. And I think that's what the home plate umpire is trying to correct here.
Makes sense here.
But now it's 11-10, Jace, if you want to get that scoreboard updated. And still only 1 out in this ball game. And after Liberty Hill put up a 9 spot in the top of the 4th, and so far the Jaguars have put up 7 here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, and unfortunately the tying run is at second with 1 out still. So,
you know,
big pitches.
At this rate, this ball game is going to be about 22-20.
Yeah.
And this inning's not over yet, and we'll be here till about 10:30. So we're hoping it kind of calms down a little bit after this, and maybe some pitchers calm down. But we want Liberty Hill to keep the lead here. But the tying run is at second base here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch here this is Ryan Garza, and you know we hit around last inning, and this is their first batter of the top of the 4th, and now he's batting his second at bat here. It's Ryan Garza, the second baseman. He flew out to start the inning. 0-1 pitch here. Sherburne set. Now the pitch. That one finds the zone. That looks like a nasty changeup.
Yeah, and I like that. Nasty.
Kind of great one. I kind of
I like it.
Wasn't sure what I was going to use. Good. Nice, nasty. Just kind of slipped out of the mouth.
No,
and here's the 0-2 pitch from Sherburne. Fastball. That one's too far outside for ball number 1. It brings the count to 1-2.
Well, we've said it a lot. 2 strike counts. Can they get it through?
So 1-2. And here's the pitch to Garza. Curveball hit into right field. DeMars is now coming in on it, able to make the catch. The runner is not going to tag as DeMars fires a cannon over to third base.
That was a cannon and a half, and a great play by DeMars. Keeps that guy at second base.
So, Jace, Ryan Garza, the last hitter, has the only 2 outs of this inning.
Man, well, that's unfortunate for him, but hopefully the third one's here. And something really interesting, these Jaguar players love to give scouting reports to the players, to the next batter. I mean, multiple times we've seen the umpire there trying to hurry him up. I mean, you can't talk to him every time.
And here's Michael Lozano. That first pitch curveball is, whew. And Jason, I don't know, you probably can't see this on the camera, but Lozano is choked way up on this bat. Yeah. I mean, he is just trying to put this ball in play here with 2 outs, and you know, you got to wonder if that's coaching or just personal instinct. So Sherburne, the 0-1 now. That curveball is now hit into right field. That one's going to get down. We're going to have a play at the plate. DeMars fires a bullet to, oh, they're going to get the runner. They're trying to get the tag. And Lozano is going to advance to second on the RBI double as Durkin cut the throw and tried to get the out at second base. But so now the ball game is tied, and Jace, I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, I have no clue what's happening all of a sudden. All I know is the go-ahead run is now at second base.
And now it's Logan Robinson, and you know, after putting up 9, viewers, I hope you're sticking with us because this game is going to be one for the ages.
Yeah.
And thanks for listening here on Vype Live. You know, it means a lot to us, and it means a lot that we're able to bring you Liberty Hill baseball in some of these most extreme circumstances. You can say you were there.
Yeah, you can.
And now we're going to have that looks to be that's a pinch runner. Pinch runners at second base as Logan Robinson now is his 4th at bat. And Jace, I'm going to have to start adding columns here to my stat sheet if we go any longer.
Yeah, this is just an absolutely crazy game.
So the go-ahead runs on second base. There are 2 outs in the inning. I'm not sure if your scoreboard has that, Jace. Come on. Stay on top of it there. As Logan Robinson now at the plate. First pitch is in there for a fastball, and even if they're hitting the baseball, you got to respect Sherburne for just attacking the zone.
Well, I want to ask you this. Do you think they would have had a chance at the plate, or you think Cash had the right idea?
I think there was a chance at the plate.
I thought the same thing.
And, but...
I mean, I would have taken the out, but...
I think there was a chance at the plate, but also that's a tough call for first base. If you see that runner halfway, you're going to try to get him out.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was just kind of, in the chaos of this game so far, it's honestly, what else would have happened?
Yeah, that's just going to happen.
So 0-2 for Sherburne, or for Robinson facing Sherburne, looking for the third out of the inning. That one's fouled back into the netting. And is there some sort of air horn going off here?
I believe so. I don't know where it's coming from, but I hear it.
I thought there's an air horn there in the delivery. Yeah, Coach Bourne, you stepped away for a while, and we have blown the 8-run lead. So now it's tied. And, we have no words to describe it here. We're just trying to get through it. Here's 0-2 here to Logan Robinson. Fastball just off the outside corner, and now bring Robinson's count to 1-2.
Good pitch. Good pitch. I don't know if it was a strike, but that was a good pitch. Crazy game here.
So 1-2, Sherburne checks the runner on second. And finally, strikeout, gets the third out of the inning. And Jace, I'm not even, that's how this inning should end. It should end with the game tied.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say at this point.
Well,
just an absolute barn burner of an inning there. 22 runs scored in that inning alone. I mean, that's good for 4 games worth of baseball. I mean, goodness.
Yeah, so we'll take a quick 30-second break here as we got a new pitcher for the Jaguars as we head to the top of the 5th. But not before this game's tied at 11 in this Bi-District Playoff Series. I'm Jason Hebner, joined with Chase Andrews, and you're listening to Liberty Hill Panther Baseball on Vype Live.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation.
Check us out at Vype.com.
Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
13, back in, another reverse, breaking tackles, dives to the end zone, touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, really close in the corner. But pitch to Wilson, she fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype.com.
Welcome back here to Moe and Gene Johnson High School, where this game has gone from Liberty Hill leading to 11-3 to now this game's tied at 11 in 1 inning. And what a ball game that we've just are witnessing here. As I don't even know what to say. I was checking on our District 25 5A playoff results across the district. Some of these games are nearing an end, and we're only in the 5th inning.
Well,
I do know that Georgetown is leading over Alamo Heights, and if they got that win, they would advance to round 2, where they would play the winner of San Antonio JFK or Floresville.
Well, and I kind of ate my words. I came into this game, and I was kind of saying, oh, yeah, it'd be 8:30, maybe 8:45. Game will go by pretty quick. You got the 2 aces on the mound. Here we are, 8:48. It's the top of the 5th inning. I mean, it's baseball. I'm not going to complain too much, but goodness, this game has gone absolutely haywire.
Yeah, and our umpire crew from Waco did not get what they bargained for here.
No.
But Carson Riley is now leading off here at the top of the 5th. There's a new pitcher on the mound. It looks to be number 10. I'll get that number for you. As that one's in there from strike number 1 from our new pitcher. 12? Thank you, sir. Number 12, James Tello. Fist bumps. Attaboy. That one's off the plate. It looks like James Tello now has a 1-1 count for Carson Riley as I don't even want to talk about it, Jace. What's going on out there? 1-1.
I don't know.
That one's high. And now the count's 2-1. And just, if you're watching from home, be thankful.
I think you made the right decision.
You made the right decision. You're missing a lot of these extracurricular activities that are maybe happening out. I don't even want, it was at the concession stand? As Carson Riley takes that one into center field. The center fielder, Alvarado, is camped out under, and he makes a catch for out number 1. And that'll be 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
Well, and I think it's just me, but I got the pleasure of sitting right next to Jason, getting to listen to him all game, and I think y'all should get the same pleasure, so I picked the right choice by getting to watch this game from home. Plus, you'll get to watch a home run here from Crash Durkin. Big
we would
bomb.
like it. Now Durkin, he is let's see. Let me look at my stats. 0 for 2 on the night with an intentional walk at his last at bat. That first pitch curveball from Tello is low for in there for strike 1.
Well, guess what? He swung at the first 2 pitches both times. Well, that one he watched. Finally, he decided, I'm going to take my pitch and let's go from there. And a good pitch to take.
So this ball game all tied. Is that one?
That one went.
Durkin, he did go. I thought he may have got away with it.
I don't know, because he called ball and then he pointed to third, and I was like, is he going to call him?
So 0-2 now, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game now has stayed stuck at 11 for a while after what we just witnessed. It wouldn't even shock me.
My bet is top 7 will be all right. 11-11, yeah.
Tello here to pitch to Durkin. As that one's off the plate,
Nah.
Durkin didn't go on that one.
That one he held up.
As the third base umpire, Jimmy King, confirms. And, 1-2 here for Durkin. Durkin, the spark for this offense, as that one's fouled back. He's not liking that curveball on the outside half.
No.
I'm looking for Tello to maybe groove a fastball that Durkin can drive.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Ultimately, he's fighting off the pitches he needs to fight off. He deserves a good pitch here, and give it to him. Come on.
Durkin looking for his first hit of the ball game. Tello working from the windup here. He is 1 out. Pitch. That one's chased by Durkin, and they're going to say it's caught by the catcher, Crabtree, and now be out number 2. And Durkin's not seeing it well tonight, and but he has the ability, like a switch, where he can just find it.
Well, you were saying that. I was about to say, he may not see it tonight, but watch out for a 2 home run game tomorrow.
And now Noonschwander at the plate. He's 0 for 0, or 1 for 1 with an RBI single, a walk, and a sac fly. As that one's hit right at the third baseman, who got up a little bit, as that's Lozano able to make the catch for out number 3. Jace Andrews says he wants to keep it here. Jace, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about a switch in the game. And what we saw from Cole Jefferson in that bottom half of the 3rd inning. There's 6 pitches. There's 3 outs. And right after that, 9 runs from the Panthers and 6 runs from the Jaguars. Well, what we just saw there, I must say 11, maybe 12 pitches, 3 outs for the Jaguars. Not saying they're going to score a lot, just wanted to point something out and hope here as we got Sherburne in here. He looked good on those last 2 outs. He's got some good stuff. And now he gets to come in here a clean inning. So ultimately, a big inning here because you're going into bottom 5th area. You're getting into those later half of the innings. And like you said, it would not surprise me either if we saw this game go all of a sudden to the top of the 7th inning. And as soon as we see that, it's still 11-11. This game has been absolutely crazy. And what would fit, I guess what you would call the stereotype of this game would be for them to all of a sudden start dominating on the pitching side. We saw that last inning. Let's see if we can see it here from Sherburne.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jace. We're trying to fix our little bit of a buzzing we're having here, folks. But here's the first pitch of Sherburne here. As that one here in to Connor Crabtree is low for ball number 1. Oh. That one's in there for strike number 1, and now the count's 1-1. Oh. That pitch Crabtree did not go. Sorry, we got one cord that's not wanting to work tonight. And we are trying to keep it on here. As now the 2-1 pitch here to Crabtree. That one's grounded back foul, and now the count's 2-2.
If I didn't work the scoreboard myself, I wouldn't bring it up, but it's a tough night for that scoreboard worker.
So now Sherburne working for the stretch. He's looking to get the first out of this inning. 2-2 pitch. Curveball grounded up the middle to Neely. Neely fields it cleanly. Throw to Durkin is low, but Durkin makes a scoop for out number 1.
shortstop for number 1. Brings up the left fielder, number 15, Ethan McAllister.
So a ground out from Crabtree. Take it off. That ground out from Crabtree is good for out number 1, as it will bring up Ethan McAllister. First pitch here from Sherburne is hit into left field. That ball is way deep, and that ball is gone. And Ethan McAllister just absolutely pipped that ball into left field. And oh my goodness, that was pretty. That one was hit far.
Well, I mean, spoke too soon. It's 12-11 all of a sudden, and this game has taken about 15 turns.
Yeah, and that is ridiculous.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 25.
And that will make the game 12-11. As I'm just going to hold this audio equipment here so it works. So now that home run from McAllister, sorry folks, we're working on some audio issues and the crowd of this game, it's just been a crazy night altogether.
Yeah.
But now it's 12-11. Jace fixed that scoreboard.
Yep, you got it.
And our video froze too, so we got to try to fix that while we're working on this. But now at the plate is Caleb Ledsom. He has a 0-1 count. 1-1 here from Sherburne. That one's in there for strike number 2. As we're trying to just let it give it a second. Oh, I see why. I see why our video's frozen, folks. So our Ethernet cord should be back in now, and it should have something as we strike out here. As we strike out number 25, or 24, Cody Templeton, and our video is back here, folks. Our Ethernet cable got unplugged while I was trying to fix our audio thing that makes us plug in here. That makes us allow us to hear each other, and in this loud environment, that has been very critical tonight. But the game is 12-11, and Ethan McAllister hit a home run right over the left field fence. Jace, did you think anything about that? I mean, that ball was just gone off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, he hit it and it was gone. There's nothing much to say there. That's unfortunate for the Panthers, but I mean, hey, you got 2 innings. There's nothing that's saying they can't score 2 runs in those innings.
Plenty of time left in this ball game. We're only in the bottom of the 5th.
Only in the bottom of the 5th, correct.
Connor Sherburne in here. He's trying to get the 3rd out of this inning for Liberty Hill. The 0-2 pitch, that one's hit into left field. Maxwell's coming in. That one's going to drop, and that'll be a single here for Cody Templeton. And they'll bring up Ethan McLean, the shortstop. All these hitters in their 4th at-bat of the game. As looks like Templeton may get a pinch runner here. If you're just joining us, if you maybe were watching another district ball game and now you're coming back here to watch into this one, it's been crazy. You know, 11-3, then it was tied at 11. Now the Jaguars are taking the lead back, and you know this game is turning into a classic here for some of the wrong reasons, really.
Yeah. Keegan Tucker, the courtesy runner over there at first base, or pinch runner.
So first pitch there to, that is Ethan McLean, is in there for ball number 1. So 1-0, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Runner goes, that one's popped up foul. Probably a hit and run scenario there. And now the count's 1-1. You know, Jace, now you said, you know, we pointed out in the football stands where people, one person was watching. Now there's a whole wave of people over there watching this ball game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good view. I mean, I don't mind it. And with the seats here, none left, may as well go over there.
Yeah, standing room only here at Jaguar Field. And, you know, there's fans everywhere. And this may be one of the largest baseball games I've ever been to in high school. in terms of attendance, as that one's weakly hit into left field. Maxwell is camped out under it, and he's able to make the catch for out number 3, but not before the Jaguars put up 1. So now Liberty Hill's heading into the 6th inning, where they're going to look to take the lead back here in this first game of this Bi-District Series. I'm Jason Heemer, joined by Jay Sanders, and you're listening to Liberty Hill Panther Baseball on Vype Live.
Hey, buddy, you say you wish someone was covering your favorite high school sports teams? You just couldn't make it to the game and you need to find out now what's going on? Well, my friend, your prayers are answered. Go to Vype, VYPE.com, and hit Find Your School to see what Vype is saying about your great community. See for yourself why Vype is the leader in high school sports coverage in Texas. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com.
And welcome back here to Mo and Gene Johnson High School out here in Buda, Texas. You know, Jace, we drove right by the Cabela's coming in on here. Ever been to Cabela's?
I have been to a couple of them. They're nice shops. I can't say I ever remember buying anything, but
well, you know, those are more about the experience than the actual buying experience, at least for my family. But you know, actually, are you a Cabela's or a Bass Pro Shops type of guy?
I'm a Bass Pro Shop. I like those a little bit more. I'm not saying Cabela's is bad. I like the ambiance of Bass Pro just a little bit more.
Well, fun fact, they're actually owned. They're the same parent company.
Well, I figured they had to be somewhat related. I mean, they're really similar.
You know, yeah. At one time they were not, but Bass Pro Shops actually bought Cabela's a few years back, and now, you know, Cabela's is on the. They're the same company, so I guess support them both.
Yeah.
But top of the 6th here in Buda, Texas.
Back to this fishing tournament. All right.
And Colby DeMars is leading off the inning, and Liberty Hill needs a few runs. They're down by 1 right now, and so they need at least one to keep this ball game going.
It's been a fishing tournament because you got about 10 Mike Trouts on this field. They've been hitting like crazy.
You know, and it's only the top of the 6th. They do have an extra inning if they got to use it, but you'd like to get the lead now.
Yeah, and hopefully just don't do what you did last inning, 3 up, 3 down.
First pitch here to DeMars is fouled into the Johnson dugout, as it looks like Tello is back on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. Number 12, James Tello. He has an 0-1 count on Colby DeMars. And
4, 5, 6 hitters. I mean, if you want to do something, or 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. If you want to do something, good spot to do it.
0-1 here for DeMars, looking to lead off the inning here for Liberty Hill. Curveball, big swing and chase by DeMars, unable to come up with anything, brings the count now to 0-2.
Yeah, DeMars really wanted to put one over the fence there, tie the game up.
And that's not what you need here if you're Liberty Hill. You just need base hits, what you had in that top of the 4th inning. If you could replicate that here, that would be awesome. That curveball's off the plate. DeMars knows it, gives a little shake to the umpire saying that's not a strike. You're not going to call me out on that one.
Well, and he's called something on that area a couple times, so DeMars was like, hey, not this time, bud. Not this time. Come on.
And now the count is 1-2. Tello winds up, delivers the 1-2 pitch. Curveball chased by DeMars, and now be out number 1 here in the top of the 6th.
Good pitch there. Good pitch. I mean, it just got him chasing, and, you know, 1 out here. Still a lot of time to do stuff.
So it looks like Trent Eller now is a 6-hole hitter in the ball game, and he's having his 4th at bat. He has flew out, popped out, and had a 2 RBI double in his last at bat. Tello, first pitch here to Eller. That one's in the zone for strike 1. A little breaking ball in the inside half.
And that one broke across the plate, so
0-1. Tello takes a sign from his catcher, then the pitch. That's that same pitch we saw last time, and now it's 0-2.
Well, and the way that Eller looked at that one, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it a 3rd time.
So now Tello taking his sign from Crabtree once again. He's in the windup with no runners on. 0-2 pitch from Tello. Fastball outside for ball number 1. Tello wanted the call.
He wanted that strike that's been called a couple times tonight. It's on that outside half, just on that little area.
When you're at a soccer baseball game, y'all don't need to be watching soccer.
1-2 pitch here to Eller. That's grounded past the shortstop, and Eller's going to reach here with a 1-out single.
A good hit for Eller there. Kind of just put it through the hole.
And, I mean, great. That's exactly what you need if you're Liberty Hill. And now Jack Stavanoa's coming up, and Stavanoa, he went down looking his first at-bat, flew out in his second, and he was hit by a pitch there in his last at-bat.
Well, and I think we may see a pinch runner here, or... Yeah, we're going to see a pinch runner. Ty Maldonado is going to come out here.
Maldonado's going to come in here for Eller.
Well, and good news is that ball got past, and there was no soccer in there, so...
So, 1 out here in the inning, and it brings up Jack Stavanoa. Liberty Hill down by 1 here in the top of the 6th. Game 1 of the series. They do not want to lose this game tonight. They do not want to have to win 2 tomorrow. But if they're going to have to do it, they got to score at least 1 run here to at least, where they cannot be shut out here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah.
That curveball's in there for strike 1 from Tello.
Good news is for Stavanoa, you got a righty here, so right on left. You got what you want. You got a big hole on that right side because they're watching for the steal with Maldonado. Just got to put that ball in play. So 0-1 here to Stavanoa. Tello's now working from the stretch with Maldonado on first base. First 0-1 pitch here to Stavanoa. Big curveball swung through by Stavanoa. Brings the count now to 0-2. He's got to protect. Well, I talked about how Stallion was throwing really, really slow. Well, this guy may be throwing a little slower, and I think that's kind of throwing Liberty Hill hitters off. And that was a really slow curveball. If I had to guess, it's probably in the 60 area.
So 0-2 here for Stavanoa. He's going to have to respond. Liberty Hill down to their final 5 outs. That one's hit hard past the first baseman. Maldonado is going to be held at second base. And Stavanoa has back-to-back singles here. And he'll bring up Garrett Neely, who has 2 singles on the night as well.
Well, a big hit from your defensive MVP would be an extraordinary thing. He's got a chance to do it, though, and the best thing is they keep holding that runner on at second base. There's some big holes to each side.
And you got to think if they're holding on the runner at second base with their shortstop McLean, they got trust in McAllister's arm out there in left field. But in the one play we saw at the plate, he overthrew home plate, so he's got the arm, but is he accurate?
That's the thing.
So Neely now at the plate. He's looking to drive in Maldonado on second base with a single, or even maybe drive in 2 with something more than that. First pitch to him is hit foul into the netting over by the Panther dugout.
I mean, I've seen about probably 8 foul balls from Liberty Hill, and they all go to the right side. All of them go to the right side.
So 0-1 here now for Neely. He's fouled that one off to the first base side. Tello set now. He checks Maldonado on second base. Now the pitch to the plate. Curveball. That one's in the dirt for ball number 1. Panther fans are seeking that this is their moment here to take the lead back. And they're going to need some more base hits if they want to do it.
1-1-1.
1-1-1, as Jay Sanders says. Here's the pitch. That one's off the plate. Brings the count to 2-1. Only 1 out here in this inning, so if they can put another base runner on, score a few runs, they have potential to do a lot of damage still here. So 2-1. Tello's taking his sign from Crabtree. Tello set, checks Maldonado on second base. Now the pitch to Neely. 2-1 pitch is inside, brings the count to 3-1, and Tello may be a little bit flustered out there.
We saw this from Stallion earlier. Stallion, you just had to kind of let that ball travel, and a lot of things, he got flustered, he started throwing balls. So we'll see here.
So 3-1 for Neely. 3-1 pitch to Neely. That one's off the plate, and Neely will walk down to first. And now the bases are loaded for Chase Maxwell. And I'll bring it up, last at bat for Maxwell, He had that ball in the deep left that was in such a tough play that it got down and drove in a few runs.
Yeah, I mean, just put the ball in the air.
So 0-0. Liberty Hill just needing a sack fly here to score. The ball on, they just really need anything here. Ball in play gives them a good chance to score here, as long as it's not right back to the pitcher. Tello will work from the windup with runners with the bases loaded. First pitch to Maxwell. Fastball finds the outside corner for strike number 1. Big at bat here, Jace.
Yeah. He had the triple in his, was that his last at bat?
That was his last at bat.
Be a big one here if he can get that.
So Tello, he's trying to get the Jaguars out of jam, but Maxwell's trying to give Liberty Hill the lead here. That one's grounded weakly. That's going to score at least 1 run. That may be an issue here. A throw over to Maxwell. He's off the bag. He's got to be off the bag, but he is called out at first base. But Maxwell, he looks to be hurting after trying to reach into the bag. But, Jace, what's your opinion there? You think he was off the bag?
I thought he was off the bag, but my bigger concern is Maxwell. It looked like a Bryce Harper kind of thing. He stepped on the bag, and his knee, it just did not go in the great way. Obviously, can't speculate here, but I didn't like what I saw.
Yeah, but anyways, no matter what's going to happen out there, he looks like he may be in some pain, and we may have to be, there may be some sort of extended break. Extended break here for our broadcast. But before we take a break here, whatever happens with the call there, Maxwell, okay, he's coming up. He's looking like he's going to be able to get to the dugout at least. But the game is tied. So it's 12-12 on the fielder's choice from Chase Maxwell, and you gotta love that if you're a Panther fan. Maxwell trying to give it his all to get to the base.
I really hope Coach Hutch asks for a review here. It looks like he's going to have to talk to the first base umpire. He made the call. It's hard to see. I mean, it's really hard to see. I thought he was off the bag.
Well, I mean,
he's got
to ask, and the home plate umpire, our home plate umpire tonight, Caleb Overstreet, does have the overruling call here. If
Correct.
He thinks anything changed.
Well, and there's two things that can happen in here. So one, they can obviously keep the call, but there's also crew chief can overturn it, or if a majority think he was off the bag, that can overturn it. So if you see, the second and the third base and the home plate umpire, or second and third base and the first base umpire changes the decision, as 3 of 4, you're changing that call.
From our angle up here in the stands behind home plate, it looked like he was off.
I thought he was off. It's a tough call, and in a big scenario because, either way you call this, it's going to make one side of the fan base not happy. Here's the call. He's out.
He's out. That's probably the typical thing. You're not going to overturn
it. Yeah. Well, for their sake, it's almost, if you overturn it, you're probably going to get a bigger reaction than if you don't.
So
I thought he was off the bag, but ultimately, Eller gets a hit here. Guess what? Doesn't matter.
Dyer, actually.
Sorry. My apologies.
So Dyer's in his 5th at bat of the ball game, but Maxwell had the RBI fielder's choice, and I'll give you updates tomorrow on how he is doing as we find out more about that injury. But still two runners on here for Liberty Hill, and brings up Logan Dyer facing Tello. Here's the first pitch. That curveball's off the zone for ball number 1, and this is Dyer's 5th at bat, and I'm gonna have to add columns now onto my stat sheet. Dyer he's reached base twice out of 4 times. 500 on base percentage tonight, and that's something you really like to see.
Yeah, it's really good to see, and especially in this scenario right here.
A base hit here likely scores 2. 1-0 pitch is a curveball low and away for ball number 2, and you can't just afford to walk Dyer here, as you got Carson Riley behind him, who's also a 500 on base percentage for the night.
Well, and on top of it, Carson Riley knows how to work the count, and you got bases loaded. You can't put him anywhere. He had that 2 RBI double, too, that really kind of got the Panthers going.
This is a big scenario here for Liberty Hill to potentially take the lead back again.
Yeah, his game is
again. Yeah, so 12-12 here. 2 runners on, second and third here for the Panthers. It's Neely on second base, Stavino on third. Logan Dyer, the leadoff hitter for the Panthers, at the plate. Tello winds up the 2-0 pitch. Fastball high and away, and Tello, I don't think he's going to give him anything to hit.
Nope, I don't think so. Interesting thing is, I don't see anybody in that bullpen. I don't see anybody.
Interesting scenario here, Jace. 3-0 count. Do you give Dyer the green light?
No, not with the batter that's coming next. Not when you got a guy who's 500 on base. You don't do that here.
Well, here's the 3-0 pitch, and that one's outside for ball number 4 anyways. Dyer would have watched it regardless.
Yeah.
And that's a walk in Dyer's 5th at bat, and he'll bring up Carson Riley. The base is loaded here for the junior catcher, and one of the biggest spots of the season so far for the Panthers.
Yep, he came through last time. See if this catcher that could do it again.
And it feels like now, 12 to 12, it's not like we're saying every run should count. Usually you say that about low-scoring games.
Yeah, well, every run here, when you get to a tie game, it's a low-scoring game all over again because the game starts over.
0-0 as the score would be, and that's the count for Riley is 0-0 as he's facing Tello here. First pitch to Riley. Fastball on the outside half for strike number 1.
Outside half, you don't want to swing at that because odds are you're going to get that off the end of the bat, and on top of which, he hasn't thrown a strike in the past 4 pitches, so there's no point.
Jaguars leaving a big gap again, third base and shortstop. Let's see if Riley can burn him there maybe.
If I was risky, I would bunt it, but I'm not risky.
0-1, I like Riley with the swing of the bat here. 0-1 pitch. That one's grounded past the third baseman. That's going to score 1. Neely's being waved around. We're going to have a play at the plate, and Neely is going to be safe. Safe! He is called safe at home plate. A close play, but Neely got his hand under the tag, and that one's not going to be overturned.
Nope, you can't overturn that one. Hand goes under the 5-hole of the catcher, and I got to be honest, he was kind of blocking the plate too.
Exactly. If you're going to overturn it, you can't overturn it because he was right in front of the plate, and Neely switched straight into the bag. There's nothing that Neely could have done differently there, and he was safe anyways.
Yeah, well, he was safe anyways, and if you really, really want to do it, fine. Guess what? He was out. Oh, wait, no, he was safe. You were blocking the plate. Sorry, Coach.
So 14 to 12 now on a big 2 RBI single from Carson Riley, and he just keeps on delivering. And,
goodness.
Well, Jace, I don't want to get too excited because the last time we started getting excited about all these Panther runs, the Jaguars came right back, but this one feels a little bit different.
Yeah, especially top 6. What would really make it great is if Durkin could get his first hit of the night right here.
First pitch here to Durkin. Curveball, grounded foul. He chopped that one and brought it, Tello, I don't think you throw that curveball much here to Durkin. Durkin,
nope.
If that thing's hanging, that
he's
thing
banging.
is gone. Yeah,
if it's hanging, he's banging.
9:20 here. 2 hours and 20 minutes elapsed here in this game so far, and we're not done here. We're not done. Tello, the 0-1 pitch to Durkin. That one's hit into right field. The right fielder is going back, and he's going to be able to make the catch right at the wall and now be out number 3. That was the best contact of Durkin's night, but he hit it right at the right fielder. And the Panthers able to take the lead here in the top of the 6th, and we'll take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Liberty Hill Panther Baseball on Vype Live.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation.
Check us out at Vype, BYPE.com.
Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
13, not yet, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, really close at the corner. Quick pitch to Wilson, she fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, BYPE.com.
Gene Johnson High School in Buda, Texas, where the Panthers just scored 3 to take the lead back from the Johnson Jaguars of Buda, Texas. And Jace, this game has been so fun to watch, so nervous at times, so happy at others. And we're going into the bottom of the 6th, and we're bringing in Brody Blay. What do you think about that?
I love the move. Love it. You get the lefty in there. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but we are in the bottom half of the order of the Buda Johnson lineup.
We will have their 7, 8, 9.
So, therefore, if he can get him out 1, 2, 3, he will not see a lefty because that leadoff is a lefty, which is a little worrying. But, it's kind of weird. I think Brody is going to be better against the righty hitters. I don't want to see him against a lefty because he has that release where it comes out looking great for lefties because you see it first. Righties, you got to watch that ball come all the way around his body. I like the pick, and what you mentioned, ground balls.
Yeah, Blay, big ground ball pitcher, has not walked a batter on the season. 24 strikeouts and no walks, and that is just absurd. First pitch here of the game. That one's popped into the Panther dugout for strike 1 as he's facing Dom Alvarado in his first at-bat. That's his first at-bat of the game.
If you're at home, find some wood and knock it because I don't want to see a walk now.
Yeah, if we had any wood up here, we'd knock on it, but do it at home for us, please. Really be appreciated here. As Brody, another good friend of mine, actually in that same English class as Trent and I. So I talk to Brody all the time on game days, and he's always super excited when he gets the opportunity to get in there.
Yeah, well, he was the first one to wave at us when we walked in today.
Personable man, and
Well, and he just loves the game of baseball.
He does.
He loves the game of baseball, and man, let's hope the baseball loves him right now.
1-1 pitch here. That one, just off the plate, brings the count to 2-1. And, I think Riley may have tried to sell that just a little bit too hard.
Yeah, I think he brought it in almost too much.
2-1 now. That one's grounded. Just past Noonschwander. And that one looks to be probably a double here for Dom Alvarado. And this game's never going to calm down, is it, Jace?
No, I mean, a good pitch, a better hit. That's all it was. A good pitch, a better hit.
That is a great pitch there into the lower inside half of the dugout, but it looks like the home plate umpire is going to say something to Blay. I'm not sure if he...
I don't know if he may have almost balked or what, but...
Maybe telling him to take it a little bit slower if you went with a runner on base, but that's weird because he works from the windup when those runners on. So I don't know what the home plate umpire may have told Blay there, but just maybe Mr. Caleb Overstreet, just giving him a little tip, just making some small talk maybe. You never know.
Hey, good pitch, better hit. Sorry.
Yeah, so now it's going to bring up Ryan Garza, and the Panthers, have a runner on scoring position. The Panthers going to have to work to keep him there. That one a little bit low for ball number 1.
Blay here kind of just got to stay in his zone. I mean, this is his game right now. I know he feels good up there on the mound, and he's got some good stuff. Let it work.
So 1-0 here to Garza. 1-0 pitch to Garza's fouled straight back into the inning. And now bringing the count to 1-1. I do like bringing Blay in here. It brings a completely different look than what these Jaguar hitters have seen all night, just like he said. And we're going to hope that he can keep this 2-run lead here for the Panthers. No outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Blay checks Alvarado on second, goes to the plate. That one swung through by...
I don't know what. That was an interesting swing
Garza.
there.
And, Blay doesn't throw very hard. So it's really a change of speed after seeing Jefferson, really.
Yeah, when he looked lost up there on the plate. He kind of just flung his bat up there to do it.
So 1-2 here from Blay. What will we see? Curveball. Grounded hard. Fair. Or foul. They called it foul. I don't know.
Yeah, they're going to call it foul. I thought it was fair.
Did it not slip on the inside half of the baseline?
That's what I thought, and they're going to call time. And
they can't overturn it now.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to let the play go. I mean, they technically did. The play happened.
I mean, I guess the play did happen. So I guess if they choose to overturn it, would it just be an out? I mean, and we just continue on. But they can't isn't it even an overturnable play? A foul line call? I mean, in the MLB it is. But in high school we don't have review. Now, we have a pretty good angle, Jace, on that third base line. I
thought it was fair, and I'm going to go back to an MLB game just a week ago. Okay, so they're going to call foul.
They can't change that call.
There was a play in the Miami Marlins and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Jazz Chisholm hit a double down the right field line, and he hit it to where the umpire kind of jumped out of the way and inadvertently called time. Because it was past the first baseman already, they gave 2 bases to everybody because it already passed.
Yeah, so in high school, he called it foul. They can't overchange that because it would change the whole play. But Noonschwander made a great play over there. It's just not going to count. So 1-2 again, and that one's fouled out of the softball field. And this could be a big break for either the Jaguars or for the Panthers.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is he gets a strikeout here. Boom, you instead of having 1 out and a runner on third, you have 1 out runner still in second.
But on the other way, if they get a base hit, you could have had an out.
Correct.
It's Blay here, the 1-2 again. That one's hit into right center field, or weak right center field. Right fielder coming in, able to make the catch. And that's going to be out number 1. I don't know. Was that DeMars coming all the way in?
I think that was.
That was DeMars coming all the way in. And I like DeMars. I thought that ball was going way out there.
Yeah, I thought it was way.
But the wind has kind of changed directions. It's kind of pushing it now kind of in towards third base.
Well, if you look at it, the wind is coming kind of directly, not directly, but pretty directly from that right field side.
So that's 1 out, and like we said, it helped the Panthers there.
Yeah,
cool. So now only a runner on second base. There's 1 out in the inning, and now it brings up Michael Lozano. Liberty Hill doing all they can to keep this lead before they head into the 7th inning. Now, the Jaguars will have another chance to bat after this, but Liberty Hill will look to extend their lead in the top of the 7th for sure.
Yep. Big thing right here is you keep this at a 2-run lead, you're looking pretty.
So Blay has 1 out now, and he's facing a lefty, Lozano. First pitch to Lozano. Curveball, grounded over to Eller. Eller fields it cleanly, throws it to Durkin for out number 2. And that is what I so much love about Brody Blay.
It's on the ground.
He's just going to throw it right. He has a nice two-seam action, and that just runs in on you if you're a lefty. And there's been so many times this year when Blay's on the mound that it's hit straight to Trent Eller. And Blay and Eller have that connection where it's just always going over to that second base side, and now there's 2 outs in the inning.
Well, and the best part is he's got a lefty. I said earlier in the inning I don't like him against lefties, but we'll have to see what happens here because lefty-lefty is really hard. So we'll see. We'll see.
So Blay now, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. That first pitch curveball swung through for strike 1.
From that swing, I think this batter here, Robinson, does not like the lefty-lefty matchup.
No, he definitely doesn't look as comfortable as he did earlier in the game, and he's now in his 5th at-bat, joining Liberty Hill there. So that fastball, that's a strike. I mean, yeah, that's right on the inside corner, and when Blay can hit that inside spot against lefties,
unhittable.
I wasn't going to say unhittable, but almost unhittable.
Well, the big thing with Robinson is he leans over the plate a little bit, so he backed out like that was going to be a ball, but sure enough.
He has that Christian Yelich swing almost. 0-2 here from Blay. Curveball.
Oh!
I don't know where that one was, and Mr. Blay didn't know where that one was either. I saw him jump up and kind of punch the air. And,
man, I thought that was strike 3.
Bring the inside fastball, Brody. Put him down right here.
Put him down.
1-2 pitch from Blay. That's that same curveball. That's outside for 2-2, and you know now Lozano. You gotta be. What do you think? I like that pitch there from Blay. It gets Lozano thinking. You're like, outside, inside. You know, fastball, curveball. We'll see what Blay does here. 2-2 pitch here. Lozano at the plate. 2-2 pitch from Blay. Fastball grounded over to Durkin. Durkin fields it cleanly. He'll step on the bag for out number 3, and Liberty Hill now will head to the 7th with a 2-run lead. We're gonna keep it here, Chase. How hard is it for a pitcher? You know, you come into the ball game, you allow a double, no outs in the ball game. How proud of your pitching staff do you have to be if you're Coach Kyle Bishop talking to Blay right now of how he responded to some adversity?
He looked great, but something that I was interesting by is he came off the mound jumping and stifling, and Coach Bishop was like, hey, you still got one more inning, bud. You still got one more. I want that next inning. I want that next inning.
You know, and I was kind of thinking about this. Do you think they bring in do you think they try to bring in a closer?
Nope.
Or do you leave it with Blay?
I leave it with Blay.
I leave it with Blay as well, and I hope that they're thinking that same way. But I think it could depend here. If we get a pretty big lead, I think you're going to stay with Blay no matter what.
Yeah.
But if it's still a 2-run game, I think there is some question in the air of if they're going to stay with Blay or if they're going to go the other way. That rhymed.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is I see nobody out there in that away bullpen. So.
You know, and while we are here, we'd like to thank our QA, Shane Slawinski tonight. He's helped us out a lot. We've had some issues, and you know, as well, we'd like to thank all of you for watching here on Vype Live. We know that this game has been crazy, and we thank you for sticking with us, you know, throughout some of this craziness. But if you stayed here the entire time, you've been here for all game, you have seen one of the best baseball games in this high school season in the state of Texas.
Yeah, this has been one of the greatest games probably all year. 14-12. 14-12. 26 runs, just 2 teams, and it's just the 7th inning. Well, I guess only the 7th inning. I mean, feels like this game has been going on for now, 20 days. So.
Well, it's been going on for about 2.5 hours, Jason.
Goodness.
We'll be lucky to be home by 11.
Yeah.
Well, probably later than that, honestly. So, but now, to start the top of the 7th inning here, we're going to have Noonschwander. Noonschwander hits that first pitch into center field to Alvarado, and Alvarado makes the catch for out number 1. And if you were planning on going to tomorrow's game and haven't purchased tickets, I've just received word it is sold out. So,
interesting.
You know, if you can't go and it's sold out, you know, I'm sure there's a capacity limit over there at Liberty Hill, and they don't want any scenarios happen that maybe happened tonight. This may have been oversold. You never know.
Yeah.
But it looks like
looks like somebody's in the bullpen.
It does look like somebody's in the bullpen, and DeMars, I think, is being, you know, he's trying to waste some time here. Yeah. So if you can't get a ticket to tomorrow's game, tune in here on Vype Live. We'll be live at about 1:50. That game 2 will start at 2 o'clock no matter the outcome of this game. Also stick around when this ball game's over for a quick post-game segment from myself and Jay Sanders here. 1 out in the inning after that fly out, and here's Colby DeMars. That first pitch of DeMars is in there for strike 1. You know, DeMars is going to watch it here until he has 2 strikes.
Yeah,
he's trying to give the person in the bullpen some time here to get loosened up.
Well, it looks like there's 2 out there.
Yeah, it looks like they want to run their options, maybe depending on how the rest of this inning goes.
Well, it's one of those for Coach Hutch, I want my offense to score. I totally want them to score. But you know what I also want? I want my pitchers to have time to warm up. I want you to be aggressive, but I also want you to stay back. So it's a tough scenario, but I think you got to take for DeMars, hey, watch a couple for me, please. I know it's tough.
For sure. So 1-1 here for Colby DeMars. Pitch from Tello. Fastball fouled straight back over us onto the softball stands. We heard it bounce, and now the count's 1-2. I am surprised at the amount of people at this game, Jace. This is a big stands. I mean, I would reckon on saying there's 750 people here, 1,000 people.
I was about to say, I may go 1,000.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to DeMars. That one's weakly hit over to the second baseman. The second baseman is going to try to make the play, and he does. And now be out number 2 as DeMars. It looks like he jammed himself on that one.
Yeah. With 2 strikes, you got to swing at it, but good pitch there.
So now 2 outs, and Liberty Hill, their final out of the normal 7-inning game. Anything could happen in the bottom of the 7th, but Liberty Hill has a 2-run lead right now, and if they went into the bottom of the 7th with a 2-run lead, the way this game's been going, who knows what will happen.
Yeah, who knows? That's the key word of this game.
Normally, I'd like your chances.
True.
Tello winds up. Here's the first pitch to Eller. Fastball, outside half for strike 1.
Well, and you said it earlier, the 2 runs compared to this game feels like nothing, but those 2, you mentioned it felt a little different.
Yeah, big hit there by Carson Riley in the top of the 6th to give Liberty Hill the lead in this ball game as Eller fouls that one back into the catcher's mitt for strike 2, and he's down to his final strike. Uno Mas.
Yes.
Live Mas. I had some Taco Bell earlier. I did. New Taco Bell in Liberty Hill. Jace, have you tried it?
Oh, no. I did not know that.
You didn't know it?
No.
It's over by a Stonewall, by the corner store.
Interesting.
Check it out while you're in your homestand. 0-2 pitch here to Eller. Fastball outside for ball number 1. You really didn't know there was a Taco Bell?
No,
I know you're a Taco Bell enthusiast.
I am, but I have to ask you, who am I playing on this homestand?
Huh?
You said on your homestand.
Well, you're back from college. It's your homestand,
Baseball terms, we love them.
I know you'll be unable to join us for, tomorrow's games, but we'd love to have you back at any time. 1-2, that pitch is grounded to the shortstop, McLean. McLean fields it cleanly and throws it over the first baseman, and Eller slid into the bag, and he's going to be safe. And, Eller's not content with just a 2-run lead. He wants to keep getting on base, keeps padding his stats.
He said, I don't care if there's 2 outs. I'm getting on base. Guess who I have behind me? Jack Stavanoa. You know where he's committed? Yeah, he's going to go play. So
he's going to Texas A&M Texarkana, and
correct.
If you're a Liberty Hill baseball fan, actually Pudge Carlisle just committed to Texas A&M Texarkana from his JUCO at Western Texas.
Correct.
So they'll be joining up some Panthers in college baseball. That's got to be cool for Coach Stephen Hutcherson.
Oh, that's pretty cool, especially since he coached both those guys very much.
I ruled that as a single for Eller, by the way.
I agree.
As that first pitch to Stavanoa is called a ball, but
I think Brody Blay wants that strike.
I would have called that one a strike. I mean, it's getting late out here, and our umpire crew has been on the job for over 2.5 hours
and
now.
It's had to make some insane calls.
In a game that, 26 runs scored, I want it. I'll give him some slack. Well, actually, it helped us. I'm okay with it.
Actually, do it again.
Yeah. So 2-0 now for Stavanoa, and if you've been listening to this entire game, I applaud you.
I applaud you for just listening to the past 4 innings.
Yeah, this has been crazy. And, if Liberty Hill can pull this one off, you have witnessed one of their greatest games so far. As Stavanoa hits that one down the right field line. Eller's being waved around second, and they're going to wave him around third. No, they're not. They're going to hold him. As that's a double, and now Liberty Hill can add some insurance runs here with Garrett Neely coming up.
Correct. I got a chance here. Got a chance.
So a runner on second and third. The runner on second is Stavanoa. The runner on third is Trent Eller. And now Garrett Neely's at the plate. And Neely tonight has he's 2 for 2. 2 singles, 2 walks. On base percentage of 1,000 tonight.
Pretty good.
And pretty good, yeah. I'd say it's pretty good. If he can reach base here, you're either leaving the bases loaded or you're driving in a few runs. So he's facing Tello for, I believe, the second time. First pitch curveball, he's swinging for strike number 1.
If he keeps that base on percentage at 1,000, we got Tyler Williams coming up in a pinch hit spot.
Tyler Williams actually got a start on Friday against Glenn. Hit a home run. No big deal.
Well.
No big deal. No big deal. So 0-1 for Neely here. Tello's kind of playing some mind games with him, taking it slow up there on the mound. Here you go, winds up the 0-1 pitch. Curveball again. Neely swings through it for strike 2. And if I'm Tello, I may bring that curveball one more time.
Yeah, I'd throw that again.
But the question is, will Neely be able to adapt in, lock into it, and hit it, find some success on it? We'll see.
Well, if he's looking for it, he could sure crush it.
So 0-2. Tello winds up. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Neely. Fastball chased in the dirt. Neely's going to actually force a throw here, and they will make the throw down to first successfully. So,
as the wind comes in.
Oh my gosh, we got a wind gust here. We're going to take a short 30-second break. We're going to let the wind die down before we come back, and Liberty Hill will look to close down the Jaguars. I'm Jason Keeper, joined alongside Chase Andrews, and thank you for listening here to Liberty Hill Panther Baseball on Vype Live. We'll be right back.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation.
Check us out at Vype, BYPE.com.
Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
13, not yet, another reverse, breaking tackles, dives to the end zone, touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, really close in the corner. Quick pitch to Wilson, she fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, BYPE.com.
Buda Johnson High School. I should say, not just Panther fans. We know Vype Live's a worldwide audience, and we know that a lot of you are probably just watching this game because it's the only last baseball game on.
Yeah, well, it's the craziest baseball game on too all day. I bet you.
You know, if you're a District 25 5A fan watching these Panthers, you know we're supporting you, and we hope we support y'all.
Yes.
You know we're rooting. I think Georgetown. I haven't finalized that, but I believe they were up pretty big against Alma Heights tonight. And if they won that ball game, they would advance to the second round of playoffs. I have not heard any information on Cedar Park or Rouse, but it's probably because I don't have any time to focus on that. I've been so focused on this game. 14-12. It's just been electric to watch. And now the Panthers. We asked if they're going to keep with Blair or go to a closer. They're bringing in Cade Noonschwander, and the junior third baseman is getting the closing role tonight. Jace, what do you think about it?
I like it. I like it. I want to see it. I like his motion. It's going to be an interesting inning, but I would predict a good inning. Good inning here from Cade Noonschwander.
Well,
and it's just going to be it. Blaze Mylan's going to take over at third, so that'll be
and
a big kind of
Noonschwander
input because I'm sure there'll be a couple balls put over there. So
thank you, Shane. Cedar Park won 6-1 in their first round matchup over Dripping Springs. So Cedar Park is up 1-0. They'll look to get the second win tomorrow in advance for District 25 5A. Thank you, Shane, for always being our QA and being on top of it. First hitter here for Noonschwander is Connor Crabtree, and that one's in there for strike 1. Noonschwander's going to have 2, 3, 4. So if you're the Jaguars, you think you got a shot here.
Yeah,
but Noonschwander is going to look to shut them down.
You got the heart of your order right here, as they would say.
0-1 pitch here from Noonschwander. Fastball. That one just a little bit below the knees on the outside half for ball number 1.
Want some contact on this pitch. Nice little ground ball.
1-1 here. Pitch. Hit up the middle. Oh, and that's a single, and Jace, you shouldn't have wished for any contact.
Well, I ate my words. I wanted no contact on that pitch, and
Well, and in a game like this, you knew it wouldn't be this easy. And Connor Crabtree reaches on a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 7th, and this is not the guy you want to be pitching to here. Ethan McAllister.
No, you don't want to see this guy again, especially the way he's had.
At last at bat, McAllister took one about 385 over the left center field wall, and that ball was a no-doubter. But first pitch here from Noonschwander is just off the plate for ball number 1. You're looking for a ground ball double play here if you're Liberty Hill. Oh, sorry, Jace. You can't hear me. What about now? Spectacular. Foul ball, apparently. I was talking to my colleague. But 1-1 now.
I've said it all night. The double play. This would be such a perfect time for it. In the bottom of the 7th, I'd love it.
1-1 pitch as a curveball fools McAllister, and now the count's 1-2. scoreboard operator here is getting so involved in this ball game. He's having some difficulty keeping it accurate up there, but luckily, you know, we got the home plate umpire. Newton-Schwander here, the 1-2 pitch to McAllister. The pitch. Curveball off the dirt, gets past Riley, and the runner's going to advance to second, and that's not what you wanted to do there if you're Newton-Schwander.
Nope. Unfortunate there. It's a tough pitch to block.
So 2-2 for McAllister. Newton-Schwander is set. He's got a runner on second, is Crabtree. Pitch here to McAllister. Fastball fouled straight back. Keeps the count at 2-2.
Tough pitch, but he fouled it off. And right now, I'm looking for that another curveball that he got fooled on last time, especially after seeing the fastball.
Let's see here. Newton-Schwander is taking a sign from his junior classmate, Carson Riley. He's set here. Panthers need 3 outs to win this ball game. Curveball. That one's hit into deep center field. Stavinoa looks to be camped under it, and he is. The runner is going to tag, but that is perfectly okay here with a 2-run lead. Yeah,
that runner over there does not matter, so just got to get 2 more outs before anybody else can score besides that guy.
So with a 2-run lead, the Jaguars have a runner on third base, but if he scores, Liberty Hill still has the lead. They just need to start getting the outs at first base, get the batters out, and they will be fine. So they're going to stick with Trace Jensen here. He had a 2 RBI double in his first at-bat. And in the second one, he struck out, according to my stat sheet.
You know, right now I'd take it out for a run, so
yeah, I
want to do that.
I would take any out here. You know, the fly out is just fine. You know, you got the 1-run cushion even if you get that runner on third to score. So 2 outs away is Liberty Hill. First pitch to Jensen. They called a balk. And wow. I mean, that's one way to get the runner off the base.
I mean, yeah, ultimately it clears the bag, so you start fresh.
I mean, okay, well, that's just, why else would, I mean, what else could happen in this ball game? So 13-14 now. The Jaguars still down 1, but Liberty Hill, no runners on. They just need 2 outs without allowing a run, and they would win this ball game here in normal innings. That one's fouled straight back. And now Newton-Schwander has the freedom to go from the wind-up, so he won't have any balks here.
Nope.
Or even if he works from the stretch, they won't call any balks on him, really.
No, and good news for him is you got a clean slate. Nope, I mean, you get it out here, you're 1 out away.
Yeah, here's the 0-1 pitch. That curveball.
Oh, man.
Just off the plate. And if you're somehow at the game watching this broadcast, be safe going home.
Yes.
Be safe getting to your car here because it's a hostile environment. As that fastball is swung on, brings the count to 1-2. And now Newton-Schwander here is looking for the second out of the inning.
Big pitch here for Newton-Schwander. He can get that curveball or maybe a fastball up again, get him swinging.
1-2. Winds gusting here. 1-2 pitch from Newton-Schwander. Curveball chased by Jensen. Riley's going to have to grab the ball, throw down. He does, and that's out number 2.
2 outs, 1 more for Liberty Hill.
So Liberty Hill is 1 out away from winning this district ball game.
Well, and the craziest thing is...
Not district ball game, playoff ball game.
This is going to sound like a crazy thing, but if Liberty Hill wins this game, I'd be hard-pressed to say they don't win the first tomorrow, too. I mean, the momentum you would get from this game would be unmatched.
Panther fans are standing, so we're probably going to have to stand up here so we can see. But it's Cody Templeton. First pitch to him. Curveball. Finds the zone. We're kind of been squeezed under a table all night, so we're kind of trying to get out from under the table, but we are now out from under the table. Cody Templeton. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Newton-Schwander. That one's hit into center field. Stavinoa. Or it's going to be Eller. Eller makes the catch for out number 3. And Liberty Hill wins game 1 of this Bi-District Series. And they will take a lead 1-0. Jace, you've been here all game. How big is this for Liberty Hill?
Great. What a game. What an environment. Man, oh man. You know what this is? This is beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay. Jace, how long have you been thinking of that one?
Man, I've been thinking of it all night, gotta be honest. I've been waiting for this, and Liberty Hill comes out with the win. Ooh, they took that 12 off the scoreboard quick there.
Yeah, they are. Buda Johnson's probably going to erase his scoreboard pretty quick, but you know, Vype Live is not. This scoreboard will be here until the post-game show is over. So we're going to take a quick, well, maybe not quick, probably about a 60-second break. We're going to relieve some of our thoughts. get comfortable here as fans exit the stadium, and we're going to come back for a quick post-game show. Please stick with us. I mean, if you stuck around for...
Thank you.
I mean, if you stuck around for 2 hours and 45 minutes, you can stay another 5 minutes for the post-game show. So make sure to stay here for the post-game show. We will be right back. I'm Jason Hebner, joined by Jace Andrews, and we'll be right back for the post-game show. You're listening to Liberty Hill Panther Baseball on Vype Live.
Hey, buddy, you say you wish someone was covering your favorite high school sports teams? You just couldn't make it to the game and you need to find out now what's going on? Well, my friend, your prayers are answered. Go to Vype, VYPE.com and hit Find Your School to see what Vype is saying about your great community. See for yourself why Vype is the leader in high school sports coverage in Texas. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. For high school sports coverage second to none, discriminating sports fans, booster clubs, and student bodies will tell you Vype stands above the rest. Vype can provide your school and your entire school district with complete digital video streaming and live broadcast coverage at prices that fit your budget. Find out more information at Vype, VYPE.com. VYPE.com.
And welcome back here to Mo and Gene Johnson High School in Buda, Texas. I'm Jason Hebner, joined alongside Jace Sanders, and if you've been here the whole time, you've just witnessed a crazy baseball game with twists, turns, unexpected, and really, I mean, a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, both on the field and both off the field. And Liberty Hill has taken the lead in this 3-game series, 1-0. They will play again at 2 o'clock tomorrow at Liberty Hill. That game is sold out. If you have not bought tickets, you cannot attend it. So please tune in here at Vype Live. We'll be live at 1:50. I'll be back on the call here at our home environment. Jace, 14-12. I mean, what is your initial thoughts on this game?
Wow. I mean, it's just wow. There's not really much to say about this game besides it was such a back-and-forth battle. And I'm going to say, good credit to Buda Johnson. I mean, this was such a well-played ball game. There was some twists, there was turns, there was good plays by both sides. There was some unfortunate turns from both sides. There was just so much kind of happening all around the game. And it's a lot because for a player, you got to lock in. You got to focus on the game. You got to focus on what's going on in front of you, not what's going on behind you, not what's going on with the umps, not what's going on with your coach. I mean, there's a lot that can be said about these guys' focus. And I think tonight it's one of those of you got the win and you feel very happy about it, but you got to feel for Buda. That's a really crushing loss. But I will say, if Liberty Hill would have lost, it would have been a lot more crushing given they had that 11-3 lead.
Yeah, so for sure. I mean, this ball game, if y'all weren't here the entire time, Buda Johnson jumped out to an early lead, 3-0. Then Panthers responded with 2. Then it was 3-2 Buda Johnson. Then the Panthers finally took the lead. It was 4-3 Liberty Hill. And then an offensive explosion, 11-3 Liberty Hill going into the top of the 4th. I mean, you were thinking, oh, we'll be out of here by 8:45. We were thinking run rule. Well, no. The Buda Johnson Jaguars had something else. They put up a 7 spot in that inning. They tied the ball game at they tied the ball game at 11. Then they took the lead on an Ethan McAllister shot over left field. And then Liberty Hill came back. Carson Riley responded, 2 RBI single to take the lead. And then Cade Nunishwander came in, got the save, and Liberty Hill, that's how they took game 1 of the series. Well, Jace, you got any special comments you want to say to the post-game show on your first broadcast back from Oklahoma State?
Well, I appreciate you having me on. I think that's the biggest thing. Just want to say, everybody, I had some people listening to this game. I think you have a great broadcaster's voice, man. So you're doing great. You're doing some great things here, and hopefully you get to hear you for a couple more rounds, because I know everybody wants to hear that, especially when you see that you got Panthers on top of it. I mean, name a better combination than Jason Hebner and Panther baseball. I can't name one, but it's been a great game. I mean, this was probably one of the best games I've been to in terms of Panther baseball, and I've been to a lot of them. So, really good game, and man, Liberty Hill. You want to talk about their 3 mottos? Fearless, relentless, selfless. Pretty sure they did all 3 of those tonight, and that's what Coach Hutch preached. And well, the players practiced what he preached tonight, and I can't tell you what a phenomenal job Coach Hutch has done here at Liberty Hill. And what a program he's built. I mean, obviously it's high school, but if you're playing high school baseball, Liberty Hill is a place to place to be heralded.
Well, those kind words means a lot, Jace, and I definitely hope Liberty Hill goes a few rounds here in these UIL baseball playoffs. You know, they're looking to win Game 2 tomorrow. It's at 2 o'clock again. We'll have it right here on Vype Live, 1:50 p.m. I'll be on the call from Liberty Hill, and, you know, this about wraps up our post-game show. You know, we've been out here we got here about 5:15, so we're nearly 5 hours by the time we get we get cleaned up into the car. We'll be here for about 5 hours.
Yeah.
I want to thank Jace for coming along for the ride tonight, you know, being here, being a broadcast partner. This started back a few years ago. We did basketball together, and now we get to do baseball together, and it's always a fun time being alongside the great Jace Andrews.
The great, man.
The great Jace Andrews.
I'm not Babe Ruth, man.
I'd like to thank our QA tonight, Shane Slowinski, for always keeping up our audio-visual problems. You know, as long as a game as we had. Shane, you can go to bed now.
Yeah,
we're about to go
man.
off.
Get
and then
to
I'd
bed.
also like to thank Merle Bertrand, Suna Vincat of Vype Live, Liberty Hill Panther Baseball Booster Club for allowing us to do this. And that's about it. I'm Jason Huebner, and I want to thank you for watching Liberty Hill Panther Baseball here on Vype Live. Have a good rest of your night.